What's going on, MFs? Welcome back to the Snake Pit. This is episode 178. Today's guest is Kuntry Dela Rosa. He's an artist out here in Lubbock, Texas. He has a new album out called Rose Gold. You can stream that on all major platforms and then on YouTube and Amazon. Anywhere you get music, go and stream it. Go support the guy. He's a really cool dude. We had a really good conversation about his music, how he writes his music. And then we kind of just went into like all our favorite music and stories about music, man. It was kind of fun just to sit there and talk and shoot the shit. But I think it's pretty inspirational, and I hope it motivates you when you listen to this. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you're new, I hope you subscribe to the Snake Pit YouTube channel. It is free, and it's the best way we can that you can support us. We are also on Patreon, patreon.com/snakepitstudios. I have a cooking show on there called Jump in the Fryer, and then we also have Pirate Radio, which is a new series with the boys. And Jen has Lords of Film. That's its own. It's on the Snake Pit YouTube channel, but if you want to listen to it, you have to search Lords of Film with its own streaming service. So go ahead and give that a like and review. Euphoria Season 2 is our latest episode. I think it was the best episode we've done so far. And thank you guys for listening, and I hope you enjoy.
All right.
You good?
Yes.
Alrighty, here we are. Kuntry Dela Rosa, man.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you. You're back on after a long time.
How long has it been since we...
Can you pull that up, please?
Yeah. It's been a minute.
We got a laptop now.
Dang, y'all done came up in the world.
I don't think we had these last time.
Nah, I was going to say I didn't have... It looked like a weight room in here.
Yeah, because when Juan was asleep, he was behind the washer and dryer.
Oh my god.
Sitting there just like...
Yeah. It was, and then we did the driving one, too.
Yeah, that's right.
Y'all used to be way back here in the room?
No, just these curtains were here so you could see everything.
Yeah, it was...
Can you pull up the Instagram, please, sir?
Yeah. It was real Wayne's World.
You might have been one of the first on the road guests, I think.
I think I was, if not the first, like one of the first two.
Yeah, that's right. Jesus Christ. Man, what you been up to?
Ah, man. All kinds of stuff. Getting ready to have a baby and stuff. So.
You got your lady over here in the back.
Yeah.
How's that going?
That's good, man. It's been a while to...
Now you have kids, right?
Yes, I got kids already. I have 3 boys, and then I have 2 stepdaughters, and then I got her daughters now that I help with too, and then we got one on the way.
So how many is that total?
Shit. How many is it? How many kids total is it?
Too many?
9 or something.
Oh, damn. Oh, shit. Well, congratulations on the baby, man. Thank you. It's cool. Man. And I'm waiting on him to see. You passed it.
Let's see.
I seen it. There it is. Oh, that's on the road.
That's on the road, yeah.
Oh, that was episode 2.
So that was before that?
I think.
Was it episode 1 on the road?
No, it was episode 2.
It was 2. Oh, okay.
It was before the curtain, so...
Yeah, it was during the washer and dryer era for sure.
There it is, episode
79.
Oh my god, I saw my episode too.
2020.
That's freaking crazy.
2020, wow.
It's been that long.
Jeez, it's been a minute.
Oh, you don't have...
And what's crazy is the album I was talking about on there, I just put out last Friday.
Yes, sir. That's what we're going to talk about. But before that, you're not wearing the do-rag. Are you?
No,
what happened with that?
I still break it out here and there.
Okay.
Just not,
I knew you were.
It wasn't. Man, that was like something that kind of started like a joke at first, and then like it it became like an expectation at some point where people just like expected me to have it on.
That's what I was. I remember like it was a big deal on Facebook and stuff. So I was like,
yeah, it was funny, man. It was fun.
That's
I still.
That's your alter ego. Sometimes.
Yeah, do rag country. That's yeah, he's been put up for a minute. So I've been trying to get my shit together.
Now you're a family man. Huh?
Yeah, trying to do my grown up thing and shit.
There for a while I was wearing a do rag. Nobody knows that. I had
dog. What's funny, man? Y'all had CVG on here, right?
Yeah.
His daughter, I guess, wears a do rag or whatever, right? And he was like, they were messing with her. They were calling her do-rag Abby, messing with her or whatever, and she was getting all mad. And then he was like, they went and looked at her TikTok or whatever, and her name on TikTok is do-rag Abby now.
Yeah, we've been hanging out with what's her name?
Jade.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're getting a little close with her and all that.
Yeah, Jay's good people, man.
I haven't really got to see CBG because he works on the weekends.
Since he started DJing.
Yeah, and I don't really like. That's when I'm chilling somewhere else, so we haven't really gotten time to hang out. But she comes over and plays dominoes, and we go to the bar with her every now and then. But
She's cool.
I do like CBG, man.
I seen him a lot there for a while because we were working on Shelly B's album, and we were all doing that there at his house and stuff. Everybody was pitching in, helping on that. So we were there a few times a week.
Damn.
And then me and him did a project and stuff together. We did a bunch of music over there.
I still need to get with him. I told him I was going to record my intro with him.
Chris is dope, man. He's been hard to get in the studio now. He's doing the DJ and he does it like 5 days a week or something now.
Yeah, he's everywhere now.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been rough to get a hold of him since then. So
damn, but you did. I was wondering if you because this album you just dropped.
Right.
How long have you been working on it?
I mean, it's been done for like 2 years. I recorded them songs like 3 years ago, though.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so all these songs are like 3 years old.
And that was like a different point in your life, huh?
Right, yeah. So completely different point and like completely different point of view and shit that I'm talking about. So yeah, it's
What made you wait so long to drop it?
Man, I want this because there's stuff that I wanted to do for it and like videos and stuff like that, and I kept putting it off and was like, I'm gonna wait until I can afford to do it, and then just kind of started looking at all the stuff I had stacked up, and then just thinking about how old the material is too, and it's like, dog, it's getting to where it'll be kind of weird to put some of this shit out and stuff. So
this is pre-pandemic,
this is like, yeah,
pre-everything.
Right, yeah.
Pre-Ukraine, which we might talk about next.
I think the oldest song on there, I started working on it like 4 years ago.
Motherfucker. That's crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, it's been...
yeah, because I was really wanting to ask you about, I think this is the first time we've gotten to talk to somebody. I thought it was fresh, so I wanted to ask you about your headspace during this writing time.
Yeah, it's like I said, like a lot of it was like reactory stuff, and like I was telling, I explained to my girl because I've been with my girl now for like 9 months almost. So the content of the record has some shit in it about past relationships and shit like that. So that's something me and her had to talk about too, and which has got to be awkward. It's awkward for her too,
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? She also isn't going to try to restrict me artistically either. So, that's been dope. But I know it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for me. Like, I don't want to... Usually, any other of my records I've played with her and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, uncomfortable. But...
Have you performed any of these live?
No. Maybe one of them. But... So, yeah, it was like I said, 4 years ago. And I just tell people too, most people, when they're going through shit or something, or you have your moment, it's on Facebook, and you say some shit on Facebook, and when you come to your senses about the shit, you delete it later.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of my reactory shit gets captured in music, and I can't just
can't delete.
Yeah. So and it's a lot of shit. Say you're going through some shit at the time, and at the time you're like, this is the end of the world, and all this, and then a couple of years looking back, you're like, oh my god, you're fucking retarded. It was not that big a deal at all. So yeah, a lot of that gets captured whenever you try to make honest music, and so
yeah, I mean, at least at least it is honest.
Yeah, and like I said, a lot of it was just I was in a really bad place mentally, so. When you're sad about shit, I'm already depressed, so everything else just seems multiplied. So it seems like I'm hurting a whole lot more about certain shit that I really wasn't even hurting like that about or whatever.
Isn't that kind of what you want to do though when you do a song? You want to amplify it,
right? Yeah, and that's another thing too. Is whenever you're doing songs, a lot of times it's a little more extreme than what was actually happening.
That wasn't that bad.
And then it's hard to completely tell the truth and make it rhyme. So some shit's gotta be bent or told different, or even three or four different situations put into one song and shit. And even with some of them, it's not even my my shit, it's like stories about my friends and shit like that too. So just told from my perspective, like from as if I was the person it happens to, but like some of it's that shit too.
Oh shit. Okay.
So yeah, like
I'm real interested. Yeah, I love hearing about like why people wrote that song. And sometimes I like the simplicity of it. Oh, I just did it. I didn't nothing more than I just
and a lot of shit too is like I'll pick out beats and have the flow of an album picked out of just beats. Like this is gonna be the first song just from the vibe. And I'll start filling out those songs with content. And then eventually it gets to the point where I know I need these kind of songs right here. So I need these 3 songs to be about this. So you kind of like force yourself to make this record. I need a dark record right here, or a sad record, or whatever the case is. So yeah, that.
So if you want to talk about it, because I know I was actually listening to a podcast today, and this guy was like, "Yeah, I don't want to talk about my secrets of writing a joke." He was a comedian,
Right.
but if you like, so when you write or when you do an album, are you jumping around songs, or are you finishing one and then going to the other one?
I try the best I can to do it in order, but
or let's just like writing the lyrics.
I don't very often write ahead of time.
Okay.
But I'll have an idea. Like I'll listen to the song a lot and kind of have an idea when I want the hook mumbling a lot and shit. Like if I'm just mumbling cadences and shit like that. And then when I go to actually record it, I already have a blueprint, of kind of this is where the hook's going to be. This will be a verse. I'll break down right here and rap a little bit more and then go back to the melodic stuff here. And then I just got to put words. So a writing session like for a whole song sometimes end up like maybe an hour.
Oh, okay.
And that's like writing and recording. So if I go into the studio within like an hour 20, we'll have something done.
Where'd you record most of the set, or is it all one spot?
I recorded them at a couple of different spots. Some of them were at my dog D Ice and Abeline's crib. A few of them were with I know Josh Stone did most of it over at Brown Bird.
Oh, okay.
And he mixed everything. So maybe 2 or 3 were somewhere else, but most of it was with Brown Bird. And then Josh mixed everything.
I'm very ignorant to how like making a song is, how it goes. That's why I'm curious and all that. So I've been too embarrassed to look at what is mixing. What does that mean?
Mixing is just like if you hear a song that's unmixed, it'll be like just raw. The vocals ain't got no effects on them. They haven't been like cleaned up. Sounds like, you ever been to like a live show and like it's all distorted vocals and shit like that? That's what it sounds like before it gets mixed. Not always, but so mixing is just the refining it, putting the effects, the echoes or auto tune or whatever it is you're gonna put on it.
This is normally what like audio engineers,
right?
Like that's their
the engineer. That's what they do. That's what CBG does.
Oh, okay.
That's what Josh Stone does. Yeah.
And the guy who makes the beats is a producer, right?
Producer, right?
Okay.
And sometimes those are the same guy.
And who's your producer in this?
I have a lot of people. A dude named Matt Chavez did stuff. Dude's like 21 years old, real young cat. He was like 19 when I met him, but he did 2 songs. Josh Stone did like 3 records. My homeboy Nick D with Smoke to the Ceiling did like 2 or 3 records.
Now I didn't know this. You're in La Máquina?
Yeah.
Were you whenever you did these songs?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we've done a lot of stuff.
Did they help you out with this album?
Not a lot. This one was mostly on me. He helps more offhand stuff, like if I ask him for a verse or something like that. And
you're talking about GT Garden?
Yeah, that's me and him are real cool. That's my brother.
I'll say this every time I DM him, he responds.
Yeah, that's what I always tell people. They're like, "How you get?" I was like, "Dog, if you message him, Garza will message you back."
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
And like he's just a real down to earth dude. That's how down to earth dude. That's how I met him. Like years ago now, like 7 to 8 years ago at this point, and just always fucked with me ever since then. Pulled up to shows that he wasn't even on and watched us perform and shit like that. He's been real helpful and ain't never taken no money off of me or nothing. So he done everything just like off of love. So he's never taken no money from my record sales or any shit like that.
That's cool, man. So he's like the head honcho over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I was the first person he ever had as an artist. He didn't have, like, now he's got this whole staple of, like, Crystal Poppin'. He's got Coast and me and Fellow real cool. He's got all these guys now, but whenever I met him, it was pretty much just me and him.
Yeah.
Now, aside from, like, money and shit like that, but as far as on the label itself, Fellow was around before me. He was here with them last time, too. He was a big old... big black guy that was.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Fella, that's my boy.
That's pretty cool to pull up.
Yeah, that was cool to see them.
That was wild.
Come through.
That was crazy.
I wish they'd come through
that.
now.
And then like Coast is so low key, like has done so much shit, and people don't even know.
I didn't at all.
He was on Dope House and like that Screen's Falling from the Sky by SPM. Like he's on that song. That's like I'm not a big SPM guy. I don't listen to a lot of that, but for people who do listen to him, like
I know that
that's
song.
yeah, so like this dude was.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah. And we got him on the song while he was out here too. So that was cool. He was one of my favorite rappers growing up. So like a lot of the style of music that I do is influenced a lot by him.
They just had that summer hit or whatever. It felt like a summer hit. I don't know what the hell that song was called. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's with
the one that Garza did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about. But yeah, it was like his first real single with Latium or whatever. He just signed a deal with them.
Yeah, man, those guys are cool.
I remember that interview, and it was like when I was like barely starting to help you, and you were like, "There's gonna be like 7 people here, maybe more, or whatever." And how many people came through?
It was 4 right across from us. Then like 8 other people in the back.
Yeah, but like we were just trying to find like places for them to sit, and then we were like, oh fuck, we gotta give them water.
Just for the people who rap, it's 5. Like I think because it's like Coast and Fellow and Buns and then Garza. I don't know if Rob G came or not, but
and then they brought I took a picture with them.
That's the group from Houston, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they brought their manager.
That was like one of the craziest ones because it was just so packed in here, and it was like we had like a little audience just watching.
Yeah, see, and then they got Money. I know Money is a manager, and then I don't know who else Garza might have his girl with him or something. I don't know.
There it is.
Right there.
So many of them. Boys. Oh yeah, Lazy Boy.
So the manager's the one with the mask.
Yeah, Lazy Boy's the DJ. He's a producer.
That's who it is.
Yeah, we did a record called Scott Hall with him. Me and Fellow did a big video and stuff over in Houston for it.
Dang, I forgot about this one. It's almost a year ago.
You had a lot of views on that video, didn't you?
Hell yeah!
Garza's popping, dog. That's like it's like a cheat code. I haven't used him on a song in a long time, but whenever you like anything that has his name attached to it, he's good for like 3,000 views just from people sharing his shit.
Yeah, man, like you're saying, he's a real cool dude.
Yeah, he's good people,
I need to get
man.
him back on here.
One of the coolest dudes I ever met, like doing music and like most honest.
So if you think if you hit him up and like, can you get on this song, he would?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just did that like a month or 2 ago. That's easy. He'll always do music with me.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I got a new song with him. Like this time around, because I've had Garza on everything except for one album to this point. He's had a feature. Like I did my first album, and then me and him did an album together. And then I did my next shit, and it was on his, but he was still on that record. And then I did another album on his shit, and he was on that one. I did one he wasn't on. I did this Tragically Ever After. He was on that. And this one is the first time I've done an album with completely no features, just me. Yeah.
You did that one. You wanted it that way?
Yeah. And the whole idea is doing 2 books. I got the second book of it pretty much done. Like, so the whole idea was doing the first half with no features, and then the second half will have Garza and everybody like that on it.
Can I ask you if I had to take this out? Who's your number 1 from Lubbock?
From Lubbock? What you mean, like my favorite?
Yeah.
I don't want to be biased, but
Shelly B.
Yeah, Shelly B is gonna be my favorite.
Okay, yeah,
of course.
You're kind of like her manager, right?
Kinda. I was just like kind of steering her, in the right direction.
How's she been doing?
She's good. She's good, man. We're gonna work on her next record pretty soon. Get her going. Her record came out really good. That's the first album she's ever done or anything. So for her to have that be her first record, it came out real good.
Yeah, so is it? What's it like releasing your first album? Is it a little nerve-wracking?
Yeah, I mean, whenever I did mine, that was so long ago. Like, and I say my first album, like the first one I sold on iTunes and shit like that. Before that, I'd done like hella mixtapes and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
But the first album I did, Small Town USA, and that was like when I was like 25. And yeah, it was nerve-wracking, but it was also really cool because that was the first time like I'd really had a team behind me. Like my cousin was like managing me, and we had just got in touch with Garza, and like we were going around doing shit, and it was exciting. It felt like a big thing.
Do you ever feel like, even like with this last one you dropped, like it's a relief?
Yeah, it's always a relief to get it out. Like, especially like the last one. Like this one, I was waiting. I was just sitting on it. But the last one, that Tragically Ever After, is probably still, even with this out, is like my favorite shit I've ever done. And like I took the most time and the most care doing that record. It was like fucking almost 20 songs. So like that one.
Was Chris Vargas on that?
He's the one who did the art.
No, I didn't know y'all were like, he knew all of y'all.
Yeah, that's my boy.
I've gotten close to him, man, and I didn't even know he was from fucking Post.
Yeah, he was like the art director on Tragically Ever After, so he did all the t-shirts and all that. Yeah, that was all him.
He told me he was a rapper back then.
I think he was. I never heard anything.
That's what he told me. I was like, that's cool, man.
He did my music video shit for me too.
No shit.
For my music video for whoever, Chris Vargas directed it and shot it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that dude is a fucking ninja, dog. That nigga does all kinds of shit.
I was FaceTiming him last night.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a good dude.
I love him.
Yeah, that's how like me, him, and Kirby.
I couldn't think of his name.
I met him through Curb because him and Curb worked together and shit.
Yeah, dude, that's how. Because I seen a fucking like 7-year-old picture or something, and I was like, y'all used to hang out and shit. Damn, like it's crazy how a lot of life can happen, man. I was just like, damn.
Yeah, Vargas was dope, man. We initially, it was supposed to be a cooperative thing, but you know, people got their own goals. It's kind of hard to get people to focus on your shit whenever they're trying to do their shit too. So we still work in the capacity, but like, yeah, like when we were both kind of working in different directions, it was hard to, especially for what he's trying to do. You've got to put so much time and effort into it. And like he's really trying to break into the fashion shit, and it's doing really good. Like out of everybody, I know a lot of motherfuckers who make shirts and shit, and he's the only person who's like picking the fucking material, and it's not just like printing on a Gildan shirt or something, which is just cool. That's what my shit is. But
same. That's what these are.
Like his shit, he's like picking.
Nah, yeah, he's really about it.
Yeah, like, and it's like distressed fucking materials, and like he's really taking his time with the shit. It's like legit. Like the shirts I did through him are the fucking best shirts I've ever had done in my life.
Yeah, dude, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I was just fucking around like his interviews on the album because he told me, he's like, yeah, I used to be a rapper back then.
Nah, he ain't doing no rapping.
Well, he's probably gonna be listening. So
he was out there.
Chris.
Yeah, that's
I'm
my
just
dog,
kidding.
Chris, man. That's my
love.
That's my nigga.
Damn, man. So it's been almost 2 years, man. How you feeling about? Let me just ask you, like, how you feeling about you living here?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard like anything going on in the rap game here? I kind of shied away from all of that, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what happened.
I'm never too deep into like what's going on with people or anything like that, but I keep in touch with the people I fuck with and shit. But aside from that, I mean,
are you gonna like go on like and perform this on like a tour or anything? Or you got anything planned?
With my girl being pregnant, like that shit's gonna hamper a lot of shit. Like I'm not gonna be able to travel like I would, but we're doing a show in March, and that'll probably be the last one I do until the baby come, and then after that I could probably pick up and do some more stuff. I'm trying to really just get this shit done, get the next one out. That way I can start focusing on like new shit and making new music and like getting out current shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, and it's so hard to work like that, and I've worked like that for so long where it's like the material I make right now probably won't come out for 3 years, 2 years. So yeah, it's weird. I'm trying to get that out the way though. Like, let's get this shit out. I got everything except for like 2 tracks for book 2, and then I can put something like fresh.
What's your favorite thing about all of this? Like, is it just being in the studio? Is it
being in the studio and putting the project together? It's like, I like putting projects together so much that I do it for other people.
You do?
So that's like what I did with Shelly. It's like I helped her put her project together, pick beats, did the track listing and shit like that, found features and stuff like that, helped her anyway. So it's like executive producing basically. Like, that's my favorite shit though. It's like putting the project together, like making it that's my favorite shit in the world, is listening to albums from front to back. Like, that's why I like old classic rock shit so much, because it's like, go listen to Pink Floyd front to back. You got to listen to the whole fucking album. You can't just like go pick a song off Dark Side of the Moon and play it. Like, you can if you're doing that, but you like, it's best enjoyed as a project.
I can't fault like younger people like who've never released, like, let's just say a mixtape. So do you think it's important, even when you're doing your first few, to like really
Depends,
like, you know what I mean, like really put it, like, because I'm with you, like it needs to be like complete, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it is just a fucking mixtape, or I'm just speaking in rap terms, you know, like, is it really like important to know, like, make an album complete, you got to do it from top to bottom?
If depends on if that's the kind of artist you want to be, because I don't think you got to be that kind of artist anymore. You can be a guy who's just like putting singles out. When
you say that, is it because people don't give a fuck?
Some people don't, but you know, there's people like Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole. That's projects. It's always projects.
A project.
Like, it's a album. It's a body of work. It's not just I push a song. Kanye West too. It's like a body of work. That's what I was thinking of. And as opposed to like Key Glock or somebody, right? Key Glock is just single after single after single, and it's not like.
I think I mentioned that to you earlier because he was like, who we interviewed. I'm like, Country, he's a rapper, and then I was like, I consider more of a musician. Like, right, you know, right. you do it all. You put it all in, and I think you're right. I think there is certain people who like that.
Right. Yeah.
A vast majority, I would say, almost.
Yeah, you can. Like I said, you can be an artist who just does songs like that, or you can be a guy like, because you don't really hear Kendrick Lamar on the radio all that often, and he really doesn't have to be. He's like one of the number 1 selling artists in rap.
He's just in the Super Bowl,
and he's just making albums about whatever he wants to make, and it's not like, and not that there's anything wrong with it either, because I make songs like that too. But it's not like girls like, you know, about strippers or no shit like that. It's, you know, he has a message or whatever, and he sounds like that because that's what his fan base wants. He doesn't have to come out with this huge single. Post Malone has to come out with a huge single.
He's an industry fan.
Yeah, but I like Post Malone. I do too. Post Malone's probably one of.
I like him too.
I was like, because I look at it, I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, also like, I really enjoy it.
He's pretty cool. He's a cool dude. I like him.
The more he leans away from rap, I like it more. Like, I seen him on Matthew McConaughey's shit singing like a Brad Paisley song.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is and then he did like this Nirvana shit, like a whole set of Nirvana shit. I'm like,
that was over the pandemic.
Yeah.
To raise awareness.
They did like the dresses and shit, like the whole Kurt Cobain thing. I love Kurt Cobain, so you got me there. Anytime you're doing something
he
like that.
He did a cover of Nothing Else Matters.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Oh, wow. He was just at a bar. I
dope.
consider him like a musician, not like a rapper.
I would love to get drunk with Post Malone.
I'd love to see him live.
That would be lit.
God, that would be so fun.
I would love to do a podcast with him and get drunk with his ass.
He looks like he would have fun.
Smell like cigarettes.
I listen to John Mayer a lot too, though. That's my dog.
He's fantastic. He's probably the best guitar player of our generation.
We're going to see. When we going to see him there? April. We're going to concert. Yeah, I'm fucking in Dallas.
You lucky son.
Dog.
I heard his like live performances is the best ever.
I'm so ready.
I saw him in Kansas City. Blew everyone away.
Is it dope, dog? I was like, man, I've been trying to listen to the new album a lot because I know he's gonna play it, but I know he gotta go to some of the classic shit.
Yeah,
of course.
He
gotta go to the hits.
Did you ever listen to the John Mayer Trio album?
Yeah.
So that tour that I saw him, it was the Love Is Everything tour. When I saw him in Kansas City, that was an interesting day because that's when Damn Kendrick's Lamar album came out.
Yeah.
So he was talking about that, and that's when his album dropped. And he did a lot of debuts on that album, like Rosie. He performed live for the first time.
Dang, I like that song too.
But like John Mayo Trio, he did a showcase with 3 John Mayo Trio songs. So that was like a dream come true watching those.
That's my favorite John Mayer's when he was doing the bluesy Stevie Ray Vaughan shit.
Yeah.
Like Stevie Ray Vaughan is like my favorite artist ever, period. Like, and John Mayer is like one of like a few mainstream people who even like bring up the name Stevie Ray Vaughan ever. So
I love him. And he dresses really, really well. And Heartbreak Warfare is like my favorite John Mayer song.
Yeah.
God.
When he performs, is it just him on stage?
He has a big
He's a
band
full
with him,
band.
but once he does his solos, he just takes over. Yeah,
Yeah, it's him. Does he bring anybody with him? Like, is any?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Like
If he had
anybody
like an
open up for him?
opening band.
He had an opening
Imagine
band.
doing that.
He had an opening band, but I don't remember what the band's name. They didn't really become big, but it's usually like a smaller artist that he tries to bring out.
Do you like Leon Bridges?
Oh, I love Leon Bridges.
Yeah, he's a big
dog.
fan of him. That's why I was asking.
I saw him.
I'd like to see
his
him.
first album.
Yeah, me and my girl listened to him a lot. Like we started listening to him a while back. And,
Do you know who Krogman is? The band from Houston. Leon Bridges did he did Texas Moon. Have you listened to that
yeah.
new showcase?
Whoa, no, I haven't listened to it yet. I've heard Texas Sun.
So that band that he's with is Krogman. They're from
Oh,
Houston.
okay.
So I'm a big fan of them too.
They're going
And
on tour, aren't they?
I think so.
No.
I have heard of that. I just didn't know how to pronounce the shit because I seen it was like Leon
Yeah,
Bridges
he-
and him on Texas Sun. They did like an EP and
Yeah.
they just did a
He's the
second
one who
one.
told us about him.
Yeah.
I
Yo,
saw
that
you
dude-
posting about it.
That dude is cold and he looks like he just like popped up out of the fucking 50s. Like,
Yeah, for real.
he's got like the high waist jeans, like the fucking cholo pants on, like fucking hard bottom shoes with the fucking perm and shit. I was like, dog, this dude looks like he was born in like 55.
Yeah, he's a
And he
cool
ma-
dude.
and his music sounds like that too. Like I really love it. And he's from Texas. Like
Texas
always
boy.
Fort Worth,
fucking-
Texas.
that's always a kudos. Like
Does he live in Austin?
Fort Worth.
Oh, he lives there?
Yeah.
He's probably performing in Austin, right?
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
Austin a lot.
But they say a lot of people in Fort Worth say that they see him all the time. So he's out in the open. So
That dude's badass. I like his shit a lot.
I can't wait to go over there.
There's another Marcus King band. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
I've
They're
heard
really
of them.
good.
Yeah.
Them, Jason Isbell on the 400 unit.
I like him.
That's like my favorite country.
His
singer.
wife's from here or something
Yeah.
like that.
Amanda Shires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like him.
He's amazing.
My parents love him, and I just listen to him here and there. I'm like, damn.
And, like when I met Valerie and shit, she was listening to "Cover Me Up" by Morgan Wallen, and I heard it. No, I'd never heard anyone else even listen to that song because it's a Jason Isbell song that Morgan Wallen just covers.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, damn, that's crazy, and showed her like the original one or whatever. But I was like, yeah, "Cover Me Up." That's a Jason Isbell song.
Damn. He was on that Metallica album. They let people do their
Oh,
songs.
dog.
He was on it.
What he did, Sad But
Sad
True,
but true, yeah.
and killed it.
I liked it.
I was like, dog, I didn't realize this was such a good country song. He turned it into like this little country stomper.
Yeah, I liked it. It was cool.
Going back a little bit to John Mayer, I feel like not a lot of people give him the respect they should when it comes to guitar playing.
Yeah, he's probably one of the illest guitarists ever.
Well, because
Fucking
I think
badass.
I think people think of
But I think because he's such. I mean, I think people still like a lot of people still like your body is a wonderland.
Yes.
John Mayer. Which, hey man, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That whole jam.
Yeah.
Your body is a wonderland's a slap. The other one too that he did.
so Fall Out Boy did a cover of Beat It, and have you ever heard the cover?
Fall Out Boy. I think
because John Mayer did the Eddie Van Halen solo on Beat It. Man, like I would have never have thought that was John Mayer.
Yeah, John Mayer is a cold piece of work,
Yeah.
man.
He does a lot of stuff with, like, he's done a lot of work with Travis Scott and Tame Impala.
Yeah, he does a lot of session work that you would like. Because I'm a fucking credits rat, so I go to listen on like who did what on the song and shit. And I was looking like a Ty Dolla $ign song called Messages in a Bottle. And he played the guitar on that song. I was like,
That's cool.
He also did Mac Miller's Small World.
Dog, I love his version of Small World. That shit made me cry. Cause like that shit was like right after Mac passed away, and the way he does it, like that, I like that original song too. But he just turns it into like a sad song the way he plays it. Like,
I still really haven't listened to Mac since he died.
Really?
I just went back and enjoyed Swim. Or I think that was the one it was called, right? The one where he's sitting in the doorway.
Yeah.
Self-care and stuff on it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, dog, this is a sad man. Like I'm listening to him.
If you listen to like Faces or something, man, he was.
Yeah, like I'm like, dog, my boy was screaming for help, man.
It's like foreshadowing almost.
Yeah, it's sad.
I feel the same about Lil Peep.
But and then at the same time, it made me sad because it's so good. I'm like, dog, and we never gonna get this from him no more. Like
that's why I won't listen to it, because it just makes me. I
feel like that with Nipsey Hussle. Every time I hear a Nipsey Hussle verse, it's better than the last verse I heard, and I just reminded that I'm not gonna get another album. Like I'm not gonna get to hear this dude be excellent at what he does ever again.
Dude, his death was one of those where I'm like, I'd never really listened to him. I didn't know like he had that much of an impact on everything.
And Nipsey was a good rapper. If you like rapping, like. There's guys that if you're a rapper, like this is if you're into bars, as they say, like hip hop, like yeah.
What was weird about Nipsey Hussle was that 2 days before he died, he saw the Tech basketball team play. I think he had like a nephew.
The kid, he knows there's a kid that's from here that his
was he in the
his uncle is,
was he in the ESPN
Nipsey.
show?
Was that what it was? I thought he was related to him.
He's just from Compton.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he was out here at the game for him or whatever.
Yeah, because after he had died, I forget who the player is, but he posted a video of him like hugging Nipsey Hussle.
No shit.
Yeah, and it was like 2 days before he died.
Yeah, he came out here and watched him play. It was pretty tight.
Yeah,
Nip.
What the hell?
Yeah, Nip was he was a good rapper, but he was doing a lot of shit in his community positive that nobody put no light on whenever he was alive because of how he looked, and he's a gang member and all this stuff.
He was like opening businesses, right?
He like basically had bought his whole neighborhood back.
Is that where he died?
Yeah, in his neighborhood.
That's where he got killed?
Yeah, right in front of his own store. Yeah, it's crazy.
I always think about that when I asked Alpha Savage. I was like, hey, would you... Like, are you gonna leave? He's like, yeah, because you can't. He's like, I don't know how we talk about it. I don't remember how the conversation had happened, but he was like, if you're too big here, you can't be here in Lubbock.
You can't. I mean, especially if you.
And I think about like those situations where these guys die in their own fucking the places they're trying to build. Like,
it's guys that are doing good for stuff too.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can just imagine if you're somebody who's neck deep in the bullshit and we're talking shit and we're beefing on Facebook and all this shit, like, yeah, and you just riding around like it's nothing.
That's a hard lifestyle, people don't.
That's crazy, dog. That's crazy to me. I don't understand it, but I don't come from that neither. So it's hard to understand. Yeah, it's hard to understand how you can't leave that alone. Once you get some money, like it's like leave that shit alone. And, you know, people still find themselves in that. And I know a lot of times it's not their fault either.
Mac Miller, man. He never left that shit alone.
And I think, too, a common misconception is if you get some money, it's going to be cool. But if you're a depressed person with a drug addiction and they just say, the drugs will never run out. You
get better drugs.
You got all the money in the fucking world.
I don't remember what documentary it was. It was Mac Miller and he was with French Montana. And Montana was like, that's the expensive shit, but that shit'll fuck you up, man. Don't be doing it.
Dog, I was reading it. They like I fell into like the wormhole one night of like these like videos, like the tragic death of so and so. I forgot who does them, but it was like Mac Miller, and they have like the transcripts from, you know, the people who went to court because somebody went to jail for
selling them that shit.
Yeah, so they have like the corresponding text messages of his last night. And I'm like, it's like super like invasion of privacy type shit, but it's like reading these text messages I've sent before, like hitting up plugs at like 4 a.m. and shit. Yeah. trying to get shit at the point where like a normal person, where a normal person would be like, all right, I'm not gonna get none tonight, right? Or you're out of money. He just not even an option to stop for you because you have all the money. So he one drug dealer never called him back, and one did, and then the other one did too, and he bought all the drugs from both of them. And then, like I said, something like out of all the stuff he bought, like the only thing that was left was like a few pills, and the pills that he did take were the ones that were fentanyl.
Yeah, it was like a combination though, because he was also drinking,
and he did like a bunch of coke, and
it was almost accidental.
Yeah, it was definitely accidental because he thought,
it was like a supreme concoction of just death.
Sucks, man.
I actually saw the video of speaking of Lil Peep. I seen the video of this girl took on his tour bus when he was dead. That was wild.
Yeah,
I seen one of him where he's like
on stage and he's like trying to perform.
Yeah, and he's like comatose, dog. He's like,
it's Lil Peep would have made the world sad. He did.
To this day, I've probably heard one Lil Peep song, but I was aware of who he was. But
he changed the whole genre. I
don't know how to explain him.
Now that what I did hear, it's like what MGK's trying to do now.
I don't know.
Because like he was
MGK wishes in his wildest dreams. MGK is great value. Lil Peep, if he wish.
That's disrespectful even saying that.
That's what it definitely feels like he's like overnight as like this pop punk superstar.
Oh no.
I remember
we're anti MGK.
I'm not a huge I don't really listen to him.
I like him better as a rapper.
I would rather hear him sing personally, but I don't. But I'm not a big fan of like the fast hibbity bibbity rap, really.
Oh yeah,
which is dope. It's hard to do, but I don't listen to it very often. So
I like fast.
I like Tech Nine, like when I hear it, but I would like very few times do I go out of my way to hear it. If someone plays it,
I used to listen to him back when I was younger.
I listened to an album once that all 6s and 7s. And that was the one where he had like all the mainstream features and shit, Lil Wayne and T-Pain.
Yeah, that's the one I heard.
Yeah, and he killed that shit. I was like, yeah, that boy's throwed. But yeah, it's not like I'm going to play music. But if I'm going to play music, I'm very rarely going to play rap either, though. So
I'm gonna have to take a piss break real quick. If y'all want to keep talking, I've already had a lot of beers.
So what other types of music do you listen to besides like country or rap, or like what kind of like rock?
A lot of classic rock. The go-to Fleetwood Mac. I think a lot of Fleetwood Mac. Stevie Nicks by herself. I like to listen.
Do you like the Doors?
I do like the Doors. One thing I haven't got to go do is go listen to like front to back any Doors albums. Mm-hmm. But I do like a lot of their stuff. A lot of when they started messing with like the organ and getting real psychedelic-y.
What about Black Sabbath?
Sabbath, yeah. I just recently started jamming that Paranoid album. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize how socially aware the music was. Like he was like really talking some like anti-government shit. I
love Black Sabbath.
I don't think I realized when I was younger that he was like actually talking some shit like
War Pigs.
Yeah, like War Pigs. I was like, dog, I didn't know how like straight up anti fucking government. Like I always just assumed it was like super devil shit.
Yeah. So, I fucking love Sabbath.
Especially like growing up in like the 2000s, like the idea of Ozzy Osbourne to a lot of us was like,
it's like crazy guy. I remember like watching the Osbournes. My parents didn't supervise me.
I used to love that show, dog.
Oh my god,
Ozzy was tight.
Yeah. What's your favorite Pink Floyd album? I'm just shooting questions out.
Man.
Mine's The Wall, personally.
I really love Dark Side, man, and for so many reasons, because like that was like one of the first albums where they used sampling, which is a huge part of hip hop now. Mm-hmm. So like that's a big deal where they use like a actual like the cha-ching sample and shit. Like nobody had really done that before that. And then like the appreciator that they used on like the travel sequence, it was like a machine, like a drum machine, and no one had really use that like that either. So it was like it's like a lot of hip hop
Yeah.
first were in that album. So I think it's a really important album.
I've always said Dark Side of the Moon is the best album of all
Really?
time. Mm-hmm.
I love it. And I'm super upset that I didn't get to like hear it on vinyl when it came out. Like, and then hear like the loop, because it like loops back on itself or whatever. Like,
you know, I asked Doug, the owner from Rouse Records, because I have a copy of The Dark Side of the Moon on vinyl, but it's like the remaster, the one that came out a few years ago.
right.
They had a copy, an older copy of that album, and I got it, and I was going to get it, and I asked them, hey, is this even worth getting on vinyl? He said that it's best to buy the newer version now, because for what it does sound like, it sounds better on the 180 gram vinyl than what it does with the older one.
Right.
Just because it's a thinner one and the sound's not stretched out like the way it should be.
And more, like I said, more. I like, because I know the quality probably now is better, but I think just back then it was like it was an event to listen to an album. Like, you didn't have no choice. Like,
At the time, Pink Floyd was an experience.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
Could you imagine hearing that for the first? Like, even for me, I didn't get the full experience because I've already heard pieces of the album.
Yeah,
like before. Like,
true. But it's just like when you it's like when you finally decide to like sit down and listen to an album. Like for me, it was The Wall, for y'all, Dark Side of the Moon. But it's just like when you finally listen to it from like start to finish, it's like,
yeah.
Well,
you gotta tell people, you gotta tell. I always tell them like. And like, again, in rap, I was always like the lone guy that was listening to other shit.
You were the rucker food.
Yeah, and I didn't dress like that or nothing. But like,
me neither.
I grew up on like Texas blues and shit like that. So I always had those sensibilities in me. But like, it was impossible in my mind to record a song, let alone have a full band and people who know how to play shit. But rap, it was like, you just need a microphone.
Yeah.
Another thing about Dark Side of the Moon is I think it probably was different back then when it first came out.
It had to blow your mind.
Well,
it was a radical ass album.
The reason why it blew everyone's mind was because everyone that bought the album and they dropped the needle, they took a hit of acid.
Yeah, like
and then they were really,
Yeah, you're
Did y'all ever? Okay, this is like some stoner shit. Did y'all ever have like a movie night, get really high, and then watch The Wizard of Oz 2?
I've watched it on YouTube.
They have it on YouTube.
I've seen it on. Yeah, I've seen it on.
I watched it on YouTube.
God.
Spot on.
That's what we used to do when we were young.
It's weird.
When I stayed here in Lubbock a few years ago, I stayed at a place called The Orphanage with a bunch of my friends, and they were like into like psychedelics. So they would like drop acid or like do mushrooms and then watch it. And I'm like the lone guy in the corner who didn't do any shrooms or acid.
I think what tops it off with the Wizard of Oz and Dark Side of the Moon syncing together is when the tornado scene happens. That's when the Great Gig in the Sky comes on.
Yeah, that is,
and it's very like high pitch. Like
that song specifically is just begging to be turned into a rap song. Like that fucking screaming, cry. Like they're just begging for Kanye to say some nonsense over it.
Because as that's playing, it really adds to the effect of that scene of the tornado. But what blows my mind is as soon as the house lands, that song ends, and as soon as she opens the door, that's when the song Money starts. Ching, and then
that's the part I seen.
Yeah,
I seen that one.
That's what I always seen too. Is like the tornado, and then going into Money. Like,
what the hell was up?
And then the Munchkins are all.
What the fuck was going on?
And the Munchkins are all dancing too.
What was cool about like further back, dog, is like you could get lost in like the cult like shit about albums, like, and there was no like internet to fact check anything, so like a rumor was like true. like anything, like you could be like, yeah, they did this. I think there was like I forgot what the rumor was for the Rolling Stones like album, like when they recorded it they were doing this, so everyone's like, yeah, it's like this evil album.
What are y'all's thoughts on Led Zeppelin being played backwards, and it says like
Stairway to Heaven?
Yeah, and it says Satan and 666 and all hell glory.
I maintain that Led Zeppelin steals way too much music for them to be putting messages in anything. They've been sued like 6 times for plagiarism.
The Yardbirds.
Does that? Okay.
I wonder if that's karma for Greta Van
Because they like
Greta Van Fleet sounding just like them.
They took a song from Richie Valens. That "Ooh My Head" that he sings, they have one too.
Like you're saying though, back
I've
then,
never
those
put
times-
that together.
That was
then
like
you
word
could
for
do
word a Richie Valens song.
You
I've
could do
never
all
put
that shit back
together.
then, and nobody
Yeah.
would be like, "What?"
Like just like the Beach Boys and the Surfing USA and
Chuck Berry.
Yeah, like it was a lot of that.
You know, I mean, when I don't know like the facts of it, but when you see like how much of like music and rock and roll, especially, was like influenced by black people.
All the
Like
country music,
pretty
too.
much everything was like
Country
leads
music was all black people.
Yeah,
in
it
the
was all
beginning.
like they were all
Leadbelly,
Lead
like-
Belly. Isn't he from here in Texas? Oh, not. Yeah, isn't he from Texas?
I don't think so.
Who?
Lead Belly's from
Really?
Mississippi or something.
Lead Belly? No, he's from Texas.
That's what I read.
Yeah.
I just recently read that he's from Texas.
I had posted about it.
That was you.
So Lead
I
Belly.
should have known.
What's crazy about Lead Belly is because he's pretty much he's from Texas, but he's also like he grew up in Louisiana. Like he went back and forth between two states. This fool murdered someone in Texas,
Big dog.
went to jail, and then convinced the governor to be released
Since he
just
got
by
pardoned.
him.
Mind
and he
just a
got
black
pardoned.
man in the 40s,
Yeah,
even way before.
Singing.
that he went to
I'm saying
Louisiana.
going to jail for for murder.
They went to Louisiana and went to prison again, and then got a hold of the governor and got pardoned just from his singing. So there was
Is he
something
the one
in
who
his
sold
voice.
his soul at the crossroads?
No, that's Robert Johnson.
He knew Robert Johnson.
That was a little bit before him, right?
Around the same era.
You know, there is still a Texas connection with Robert Johnson because all his recordings, yes, he's from Mississippi, but all his recordings that we hear today was recorded in Dallas and San Antonio.
Yo, and that shit is like haunting.
Yeah.
Like
I've never listened.
Yeah, bro, that shit is like almost scary.
Is it?
Yeah, like
Play it.
he has songs like about like I forgot what it's called. It's about like basically about like
Me and the Devil Blues.
that one, like the one that's like about dogs coming for you. It's like the hounds chasing.
The hellhounds.
Hellhounds, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like frightening
Heavy.
almost.
Hey, you're kind of you like rock and all that.
Yeah.
Because I heard this quote and I wanted to know what your take on it was. It was that all riffs have been written by Black Sabbath. They're just either sped up or slowed down or alternated. Like every riff has already was written by Black Sabbath. You just hear a different version of it.
I don't know, man. I think if anybody wrote all the licks, it was probably Jimmy or Eric Clapton before them.
They were influenced by them, right?
Like Eric Clapton, they used to write Eric Clapton as God on the walls in fucking England because that man was called Slowhead.
Wasn't he a big Stevie Ray Vaughan fan?
They were all in the same era, though.
Yeah.
They were all coming up together.
They would've been, like, the
Even
same
Eric
age.
Clapton came up before him. He was Stevie was younger than him.
I love Stevie.
Yeah, Stevie was
Although he dated
a
like
lot younger.
like
than him.
a 15-year-old girl. It's all
I
right.
think they all did.
Yeah, it's all right,
How
I
old was
guess.
he when he died?
27. He's the first one to start the 27 club.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
with like after being told like he had like months to live because he had been like dissolving cocaine in his coffee every morning and drinking it like
Was
a
that why
fucking
he was-
G. like that-
Who? Robert Johnson?
no, Stevie Ray was
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Stevie Ray did do that. Robert Johnson died because
I've heard
he
like
was poisoned.
I've heard like two different stories that he was poisoned by either by the girl or by
the
like
devil.
the devil. Yeah,
It was his time, bro.
because he sold his soul to the devil.
So,
learned to play that guitar, so he
these,
died.
these two pictures right here, for the longest time, these were the two known photos of him.
Look
But-
at his fucking fingers, dog.
That's what I'm looking at.
Like one, he could like
Like
wrap
spider
his
hands, dude.
fingers around my neck and like me. And I got a thick neck. I'm kind of fat.
But just recently, this album
Oh,
or
dang.
this photo came out, and his family came out and talked about this, saying that they didn't like the other photos because this was before he became famous. But like, look how like light in his face, like he looks energetic.
He looks happy.
I was
But
like,
like,
he looks
look at right
scary as
here, he
fuck.
looks creepy as fuck. And
Look at that eye.
Yeah,
Look
that's
at
that
his
eye.
fucking
He's got
eye.
the Biggie Smalls, the Forrest Whitaker.
You know what I think about too?
But I think that's a tribute to like how you took photos back then. Could you imagine you just get one shot and if you blink
you had
a
to
little
sit.
bit,
You had to
that's
sit
it. Yeah,
still a little bit too, right?
yeah, like that's it.
He looks drained.
Go to the new one,
That's the devil coming for you, brother.
cuz right there.
I thought you
look-
were gonna play his music.
that boy right there
Yeah,
look
I wanna
like
listen to it
he
now.
looked like he'll drop 30 for the Sixers right now. He looked like he could
Jesus
play
Christ.
power forward.
Hey, dude, his fingers are fucking long and skinny, man. Look, go to that one.
Like
right there.
that's why. That's probably why he was so good though.
Yeah, because he No, you missed it.
Which one?
Yeah, I don't
Scroll
even know.
And then I
That
saw
one
somebody trying to recreate that chord of him in the hat, the one that he's playing with his fingers, and they're like, dog, it's so hard to play that chord that he's playing, but his fingers are so long.
The Netflix did a documentary about him.
Yeah,
and his family, at that time, like they say that it's true. Like he didn't know how to play guitar. And then just like that, like,
Somehow,
some way, he was just shredding guitar.
There's a guitar player named Sunhouse. He was like around Lev Betty's time and shit like that. And he made it to like the 80s and shit, 70s or something. Long enough to be like interviewed on TV. And was like, yeah, we were from the same town. He left here not knowing how to play shit. He would follow us around and try to play. He came back like a month later and it's just cold.
I wonder, like, if it comes from scarcity. Like, like that guitar is like, that product was probably ultra rare that you just even have a guitar. The strings, everything. Like
BB King said he like put 2 nails and
I've seen people do that on
string, and that's how he had his first.
They do it with like a shovel and a string. I've seen him do it on YouTube.
He said he just put a nail on his port and a string, and that's his first thing.
That was Buddy Guy's first. He just a big old string.
I like him.
Yeah.
His daughter's a rapper. That girl Shauna that raps with Ludacris. That licky from your head to your toes. The girl that's on that is Buddy Guy's daughter.
No shit. I didn't know that.
Have y'all seen by chance seen the trailer of the new biopic of Elvis coming out?
With what's his name?
I did see that.
With Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, he plays Elvis's
captain or something. Colonel.
Yeah.
There you go.
Who the hell is Elvis? Austin Riley?
something
I
like
got
that.
such mixed feelings about Elvis, man.
He stole everything from somebody else, didn't he?
God, he just like plagiarized a bunch of black people songs and got paid millions of dollars and
I
didn't
think-
really do nothing for nobody afterwards.
Is a drug addict?
I think it's the same,
And then he kind of took his style from a cat too, like his whole
Who's that guy?
vocal delivery. I would have to Google it.
I heard about that guy.
But yeah, like sounds exactly like him. He even like Elvis even out to his credit. He like what it's called, like funded that dude's last 2 albums or something like that because he was such a big influence.
Yeah, I
Who's
heard
the
of that.
true king of rock and roll?
King of Rock and Roll?
Chuck Berry.
Oh, Chuck Berry for sure.
I say it's Little Richard.
I was either one.
Yo, if you ask him though, and the way he says it, the main is the best. He's like the fucking Muhammad Ali of rock and roll. It's crazy. I don't know if you've ever heard him talk, but he was like, "I'm the prettiest, and I'm the architect, and I bought." What did he say? Like, I grew it from the floor, and then the white man stole it.
somebody had put like this picture, like these like 6 black people. He was the first like glam rocker, the first like.
Yeah,
goth
like he
rock was somebody else. The first punk rocker was this other dude. Yeah, it was like 6 pictures of like who the first were.
I watched this shit on YouTube called Polyphonic. It's like a YouTube channel where they break down like punk rock, like the origins and shit. So it's fucking pretty crazy, but it shows you like some of the first shit that would be considered like punk rock or even heavy metal. Like if fucking heard like Helter Skelter by the Beatles and shit, and that's fucking heavy metal, and that's like fucking 10 years before anybody even thought about doing music like that. Like if you go listen to Helter Skelter, it sounds like they made that in like 79.
Helter Skelter, I always have said it's the first hard metal song. But who do y'all give credit to? I guess, because there is Black Sabbath, but people always credit Led Zeppelin. But does the plagiarism thing like hurt them from?
To me, it does because there's a difference.
Are you going back to Buddy Holly? Is this what you're doing?
To me, it's there's one thing to like pay homage and be influenced, like Stevie Ray Vaughan. A lot of that shit was Jimi Hendrix, but he was open. Like, yo, Jimmy's my guy.
He took Little Wing and made it his.
Yeah, like so he's the only motherfucker who can play Jimi Hendrix and it'd be like close to what Jimmy did.
I think he's better than Jimmy.
Stevie Ray lived in Lubbock for a while, right?
That's my dog. Yeah, he
when he had short hair.
Yeah,
when he had real short hair.
I always tell people he's from Oak Cliff too. He's from the hood.
For real?
He's from Oak Cliff, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a difference I think to like paying homage and like just writing off some shit like you did it.
Like what Elvis did.
Yeah, so like, yeah, I think that hurts him for me, but I just don't. I don't think they did anything before this. I think I'll give them the sound that Scream, that lead singer had. There's like even whenever Ozzy came out, it wasn't that wow. Like
This is all James Brown.
yeah, like having that.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen those videos of him just moving around? It's fucking crazy.
I think Led Zeppelin influenced more hair metal than real heavy metal,
Yeah.
especially vocally. Like
Because Black Sabbath probably was like the OG metal before.
Led Zeppelin's hard for sure, but no one was scared of Led Zeppelin. Like Black Sabbath was scary.
They were
Like them motherfuckers, like they
Ozzy
were
was
cool.
Man. Ozzy's a cool dude.
Cream.
Yeah, Eric Clapton and Cream, dog. Eric Clapton is such a G because like he wrote a song called Layla for his best friend's girlfriend who wasn't even named Layla. So I wrote this song for you that doesn't have your name in it because I can't say your name in the song because you're dating George Harrison from the Beatles.
I would even consider like the Doors like one of like
Those are industry plants.
well like I would even consider them like the beginning of like doom metal in a way.
Riders on the Storm.
Fucking
Yeah, that shit even has like them country hints to it though. Riders on the Storm could have been a
Jimmy
fucking.
Page was dating a 14-year-old.
Ew.
Hell, they all were. Hell, Elvis married a 14-year-old.
Yeah, he caught his girlfriend.
And Jerry
What's her
Lee
name?
Lewis.
Priscilla?
Great Balls of Fire got
And Jerry Lee Lewis.
his cousin,
married
dog.
his cousin.
Ew.
Yeah.
You ever heard about the fish story with Led Zeppelin?
The fish story now.
Fish story. What is that?
Where they were shoving a fish up this girl's hoo-ha. And-
what?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound fun. That sounds
Yeah.
distressing.
I think if you just look up the Led Zeppelin fish story, they'll be like, no, we didn't do it. But it's like, yeah, they
Yeah, like why would you admit that? That's terrible.
So I've always thought this photo was cool. This is on Led Zeppelin's tour plane, and that's Elton John playing the organ right
Can you
there.
Oh, Elton John's
Can you imagine
a
being
G,
on that
dog.
fucking plane? What kind of shit you would see on that fucking
Because
plane?
on the same one, boom, there's Elton John
Stevie
with
fucking Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
Fuck.
And they had their own fireplace on the plane. The fuck?
That just sounds like a hazard.
No, I mean, it's not it's more for like,
It's
a,
like a
like a
look.
decoration, but still, they had a fireplace.
What
in
the
the
drugs
plane.
they were on. And women they were fucking.
Did you know that Robert Plant would hook up with a girl, and the next day he would, while he was playing this concert, he would wear that girl's T-shirt.
That's what I heard.
That's why there's a lot of like flamboyant looking shirts that he's wearing.
Yo, a lot of them cats was like, I would be telling them too, like, it's crazy to see like homophobic people, like especially like 80s rock fans. I'm like, dog, all those dudes were like bi, if not gay.
Yeah, they were just fucking everything.
Like,
Polyamorous.
bro, Rod Stewart had his song that Stay With Me song. He has like a verse about a girl and a verse about a guy.
Yeah. They were just fluid, I guess is the word.
Yeah, now.
Have you heard like how much John Bonham drank the day he died?
Mm-mm.
An ungodly amount of
I'm
fucking
sure.
alcohol. Like at least 40 shots just to get like
Anytime his name comes
go.
up, though, it's something fucking outrageous.
yeah, he died and
Like-
the way I fear of dying is he threw up and he choked on his shit.
Yo, I be thinking ain't that
Yeah.
how Jimi Hendrix died
Are
too?
you talking about
I think
who?
so. John Bonham.
John? You mean Bon Scott from AC/DC?
No, the Led Zeppelin drummer.
Oh, okay.
John Bonham.
But Bon Scott did die like that.
Yo,
so-
who's cuz with the one arm drummer?
He's the
Def Leppard.
Def Leppard.
Ah, yeah, man.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, cuz was killing it too. With
He's still doing it. Isn't he?
yeah, still doing this thing, I think, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, see, look, he would wear a women's shirt.
Yo,
that
those
made
rock
it
dudes,
his.
rock dudes just don't fucking die, dog. Those motherfuckers.
What's his name? From Rolling Stones. Keith
Mick Jagger.
Keith Richards.
Dog.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger.
Both of them.
There he is.
Yes, both of them,
And Steven Tyler too.
bro. And they
He's
just
cool.
like wrinkles on top of wrinkles at this point. How old was
Jen,
David
would you sleep with
Bowie?
Steven Tyler?
Then
Current
no.
Steven
What about-
Tyler?
What
No.
about Mick Jagger? No.
No.
He's got like a 20-year-old girlfriend or a baby mama.
Mick
Yep.
Jagger and David Bowie were doing it for a while.
Yep.
Could you imagine
Oh,
that?
I love David.
There's
I
a
adore David Bowie.
there's a lot of stories.
Some weird times
from,
back then, dog.
And Kiss. God.
Fucking Gene Simmons
Okay, I'm
action.
done. Yeah.
Dog, I like Kiss, dog, but Gene Simmons just need to shut the fuck up, bro. Talk too much shit about rap for me.
Does he?
Yes, dog. He's
an
every
old
year,
man.
every year he's a grumpy old man.
Do you think he's
when
racist?
somebody who's not a rock star gets into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I don't like that.
But I mean,
I don't agree with it.
Hell, Henry
I mean,
Rollins talks shit about rap.
It's
a lot,
because,
too.
But it's for money.
It's because they took a thing and they took a thing that was invented by somebody else and created their own Hall of Fame, and it decided they're just going to exclude everybody else. So whenever we can't go back and change the people who should have got in already. Maybe they get in now.
There's a lot of people that I think should be in now that are like legit rock and roll.
Yeah, that like all of that shit. Everything rap comes from rock and roll.
Yeah,
Rock and roll comes from the blues. It should be the fucking Blues Hall of Fame. It shouldn't even be the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay, if you call it that, then it's different.
All these motherfuckers came from rock and roll. That's what.
But some of those guys are rock stars. I give you that.
What makes you a rock star? You have to do rock music?
I don't know. I guess not. Not anymore.
Like, is that what makes you a rock star? Like, we didn't even call it rock for a while. Now it's rock. Some
Jay-Z
people
just got in there, right?
Yeah, some people that we consider rock now weren't rock then. It was R&B or some shit. Now it's rock, and everyone's so protected. Whenever fucking Kiss came out, people who were fucking doing rock before that were like, that's not fucking rock. I don't know what the shit they're doing over there, painting their faces and shit.
Having sex with all the women.
Yeah, it's like, that's not fucking rock. And it's rock now. It's fucking...
You love Kiss.
I love the music. Gene Simmons just gets on my nerves.
Dude, that's what happened with me.
Crew.
That's what happened with me with Sebastian.
Crew's my
Sebastian Bach. Is that his name?
Yeah, I like
Skid Row.
Fucking Ted Nugent. I'm like, dog.
Him too. No, wait. I like Ted Nugent, but like
Ted Nugent's the shit.
I like
Skid
Ted
Row.
Nugent sometimes.
What's his name?
I'm like, dog.
Sebastian, right?
Yeah.
Sebastian
He
Bach.
started talking a lot of crazy shit recently, and I'm like, dude, you were so cool. Please shut up.
Like, I think that's one.
You know who is like that too? Corey Taylor from Slipknot.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Him and fucking MGK are doing some kind of weird beef thing.
Oh, that's funny.
That's annoying. I remember that. Yeah,
Awkward
all the
is what it
memes.
is.
Yeah,
It's weird.
I do love Slipknot though.
I love Slipknot, too.
I fuck with Slipknot so hard.
Yeah, I fuck with Slipknot. I think, and like, I thought they were so much harder, like the music itself back then, and I listened to it, I'm like, yeah, it's good. It ain't that hard.
Yeah, no, but I
thought that was
He's
the
a
hardest hardcore shit ever.
He's a
back
great
then.
vocalist.
Yeah,
He's a great vocalist.
Yeah, he's
great.
such a versatile vocalist too. That's one thing that people didn't much know about it.
Yeah, I was listening to him today. Actually.
that is like one of my favorite bands. I think.
There's another cat from a metal band like that like he was the lead singer and like branched out and did like a country album. Fuck, who the fuck was that? Damn, I can't think of who the fuck
Can't
it
be
was.
that one.
But yeah, he like did some like R&B shit. I was like, damn, I didn't know you could sing like that.
I got short arm. But out of all the rock and roll pioneers, one is still alive, and that's Jerry Lee Lewis. And he's like 92. They're all gone except one. He was the last.
See, that's
he's the
who
last
though?
man standing.
Jerry Lee Lewis played the fucking piano. And that's rock and roll. If you play the piano now, you're fucking Adele.
I wish I want to learn how to play a piano. That's a fun instrument.
Yeah, that is badass, dog. I would love to play a little. I like watching the guys who like keyboardists in like some of these big bands, like Stevie Ray Vaughan's keyboardist, fucking Reese Winans. Whenever they fucking perform live, this motherfucker has like 8 fucking keyboards stacked on top. He's like hitting the organ over here and playing the keys right here at the same time.
That's like the dude from Rush. What the hell's his name?
Dog, I love me some Rush.
That guy. He's on the
Holy
keys.
Triumphant.
That's him right
Rush.
there.
Is he still in Vegas?
Little
I
jacket.
don't know. He might be. But yeah, he's old.
Looks like he's melting.
Hell, that's what Chuck Berry was looking like before he died.
He
It
lived
was
a hard
like
life,
sad, like watching
in
him.
prison and all that shit.
Chuck Berry was a nasty motherfucker.
They gloss over the little kid shit, but
and then because y'all know what happened in the 80s with him, right?
which one?
Did he rape somebody?
No, I mean I don't know about that, but he went to trial because I believe he opened up his own restaurant, but in the
I've heard of
women's
this.
bathroom.
Oh, he
women's-
put like some cameras,
he put
right?
a camera and he
I
had
heard
like
this.
stacks.
Oh, he was a perv.
and
Was that
stacks.
him or
Yeah,
was that? I thought it was Little Richard.
No, it wasn't Chuck Berry.
Nah, I'm
Oh
pretty
my
sure.
God.
I'm like, I'm still not sure if Little Richard's gay or not.
Oh,
I thought Little Richard
was
had like
bi.
some type of like controversy attached to him as well, though.
Oh, I'm sure, but
Yo,
I
you know
can't-
what my favorite
Like, just all those greats have unfortunate.
I mean,
growths.
look, I'm not making
My-
excuses for that, but it's just a different time.
my favorite, my favorite
I
gay
don't
reveal
know.
is fucking George Michael asking a cop to give him a blowjob in a bathroom.
You know what the most embarrassing?
Like, that's
one
got to
is?
be the illest way for the world to find
Well,
out
Or
that
just
you are the fuck you're
like
gay.
your childhood being soiled is like Pee Wee Herman being found in a fucking porno.
And Pee Wee, but in
What's
Pee
wrong
Wee's
with that?
defense, dog,
Huh?
What's
he
wrong
was
with that?
at a movie theater
It
that
wasn't
showed
bad.
porn.
That's
It
where
was
you
just-
did it, right? Like that's where
Yeah,
you went
it
to go
wasn't
do
bad.
it.
It was just kind of like, damn, he can't even do that in Pee Wee.
See, I don't think he got in trouble for it. I think it was just like,
It's just
He got
weird.
exposed for it.
this is fucking Pee Wee Herman here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like
That'd be like
that's what
if
you kinda
Cuss from-
do. He didn't really
Embarrassing
do
shit.
anything bad. In
That's
my
why.
opinion.
That's
I
why.
think,
that's why Steve from Blue's Clues got out. He was like, "Let me get out so I can do some weird shit and nobody cared."
Talk about my boy.
But you have to realize you're Pee Wee Herman, you're a mascot to kids, and you have a kids show.
Yeah, that's not
and
something
they
you want to get
watch
caught
you.
doing.
Yeah. So, but the thing about Little,
yeah, but he didn't do anything like take pictures of women or rape
No.
anybody or anything.
It's not weird, but it was.
But
but Little Richard, yeah, he was bi, back in the day because he ended up becoming a preacher. But
was he bi or was he just fucking whatever?
probably that I would say
He's just like, I'll fuck with
he
him.
was just very flamboyant. But
Yeah.
his song Tutti Frutti, the original like lyrics of it was
Like
like a gay
cussing and
song.
shit,
It was
right?
like a gay song because it was Tutti Frutti, like up in your booty. Like that's
Is that where that
it-
comes from?
yeah, like that's
shit.
what the
Back when you
original.
could make gay jokes.
I
without
knew
people
that it
getting
had
mad.
some cussing in it, the original one, and they had to change shit. But I didn't know it was like gay anthem or whatever. It's just fun.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if like that Led Zeppelin
But
plane. I wonder if they were just all fucking each other. They didn't give a fuck.
Probably it was a weird time back then.
Yeah.
Little Richard is the one that discovered Jimi Hendrix. He was in
was
Jimi
back in
Hendrix
band.
was
He
in
was in
Little
Korea?
Richard's band.
He was in.
Did Jimmy go to
He was in the Isley Brothers band
so.
too. There's a video of the Isley Brothers performing back in the day. It's the first like TV appearance of Jimi Hendrix. He's playing guitar for him or whatever, and it's funny though because you can see him in the background like doing his little shits that he does, and like he's supposed to just be like the backup band. That's what he ended up getting fired for because he was doing too much in the back. Like you're just supposed to stand there
Oh, there is right there.
Yeah, he's right there.
with his guitar upside
Playing
down. That's how
lefty.
you always know. Yeah,
But yeah, Little Richard discovered Jimi Hendrix because he let Jimi Hendrix. I mean, it's never been like proven, but there was always rumors that Little Richard was always hitting up on Jimmy, and that's why he left the band.
I know he also him and Lil Richard and James Brown knew each other forever.
Yeah.
They grew up together.
It's crazy times back then, man. That'd have been cool.
Have you
to
seen
be
that James Brown movie with Chadwick Boseman?
I heard- No.
Get on top.
It's kind of tripped out, but it's pretty good though.
Damn, I need to watch it.
Little Richard was arrested in Amarillo at one time just
For
for
what?
just for being black and playing rock and roll.
I don't know. That'll do it.
Yep.
That's why we don't like Amarillo.
Ozzy
Always said
Osbourne.
it.
Ozzy Osbourne's got the greatest Texas arrest story.
We talking about pissing on the Alamo?
Yes, that's fucking fantastic. He was like, I thought it was just a fucking old wall. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
That dude, he's getting old.
I'm trying to remember the place. It's now an antique store.
Dog, have you ever seen the video of Randy Travis getting arrested? Like fucking shit-faced drunk and like twacked out of his mind. Like the whole time because he naked in the passenger seat of this fucking cop's thing, like mouth going 100 mile an hour. You can tell he's on something. He was like, you have the nerve to arrest me with my dick out. Mind you, it's bigger than most. I was like, damn, Randy Travis does not give a fuck.
Yeah, he was arrested here. It's called the Nat. It's now an antique store, but the cool thing about this place is a lot of big band, a lot of like big swing bands played here. And what's cool about it is it was the whole place was a swimming pool. It was like where floors would open up, and then the swimming pool was right there in the middle. But it was also at night, like a nightclub.
Have you ever heard of a sundown town?
No.
Yes.
I wonder if Amarillo was a sundown town.
I bet it was.
Because like you better not catch you outside.
I bet you Lubbock was though.
Yeah, I bet it was too. It's a well, I'd say Amarillo more because it was on the highway. It's we better not catch you when the sun's down inward.
Chances are here in Texas, it was.
Well, I mean, it was part of Route 66, so people were going in and out.
It's just a racist term for like, if you're black, you better be inside.
Basically, if you're
we better not catch you when the sun's down.
Like that, what they say on was it Boys in the Hood? Yeah, for being black on a Friday.
Yeah, so I was wondering like if that might have had something to do with them being arrested.
I'm sure.
Just being out.
But shit, you see the Ray Charles shit? Like he got banned from ever playing in Georgia because he refused to go on and play at a segregated show. And he like went like 20 years or some shit. He was an old man when they finally were like, oh, we like this is like in the 80s or 90s where they're like, oh, we should probably allow him to perform now because fucking
his
segregation laws.
That's wild. It was one not that long ago.
And then his song "Georgia on My Mind" became the state song.
The same day that they made "Georgia on My Mind" the state song is whenever they pardoned him from the charge or whatever.
Oh shit!
He was already old.
But Georgia was.
Yeah, see, Georgia is different
day.
than Texas. I think a little bit. Like those were like the worst of the worst states.
Texas was rough, but like them
Georgia,
southern states,
Alabama, Georgia,
Mississippi,
maybe like Florida, Louisiana.
Yeah, that's what tripped me out. Like during like the whole like George Floyd shit, and everyone's like, "Oh, Martin Luther King didn't do this," and they're like. And yeah, they didn't show all those pictures of like Martin Luther King being attacked by dogs and
when they were doing the walk
down. I was like, yeah, they didn't do that, and look what happened to them.
That would have hurt to get hit with the hose like that.
Dog, like knocking people out, unconscious that water hit you like that.
Be thankful we don't got to go through that shit.
Rough, dog.
Oh, we got
rough, and that was just to be an equal.
Yeah,
not to be better than, to have what you have. To me, to be the same.
To go to school with somebody else.
And at that time, it wasn't even the schools yet. It was just
to vote.
I want to be able to vote. I want to be able to eat.
Yeah.
I want to be able to have a voice.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Thankful for them.
I want to be able to be considered a human.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
That is crazy. It is wild. It wasn't that long ago. People
and that's what
people were alive or still that were part of it or still.
That
alive.
was like there's. Like I think it was like 70.
What when?
How long ago was just slavery abolished? Was
1665? I think it was, or no,
1865, 1861.
Mm-hmm.
Like nuts.
That's 160 years ago.
That's two 80-year-old people living and dying back to back.
That's like if you have if you have a family member who's 90, that was their grandparents.
And that's what trips me out. That people think that. Like there's no racism. Like, yes, there's still people who were raised by people who believe that, and were taught that. That's
what I'm saying. You're
is.
like 5 generations away from people who were slaves.
Yeah, so it's hard to believe that. Yeah, none of that trickled down. We're good. None of us harbor any of that. It's hard to believe that. And then you look at the people who run like our Senate. This is all like 70-year-old dudes.
Yeah.
Are the people like in, you know what I'm saying? Like the House and all this shit. Like these are all like people who believe shit like that, who are around to believe shit like that. These are the people that are making our laws. These are the people that are, when it comes down to presidents, it's not our vote. It's these electorals. It's them. These 70, 80-year-old dudes that are our futures in their hand.
Mm-hmm. You got opportunity to vote them out.
See, and I think what is the, like, I don't even think you get voted in there.
Well, if you're in the Supreme Court, you don't get voted out.
Like, that's like appointment.
You're there for life.
Yeah, you like. There's no term law. Like people have been there for 30 years.
No, yeah, you die.
Yeah, you die in office, and they like fucking was the
Ruth Bader. What's her name? Ruth RBG.
Yeah, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ginsburg.
Ginsburg. Like, you just die and they replace you.
One just retired.
Yeah, he was sick.
My homegirl was old because like all the pictures I've seen, she had like a
no, that's a life term.
Shit.
It's a life term, and then Biden appointed
But when it comes to the Supreme
Some
Court,
old Catholic woman.
you hope that they're not biased at all.
Yeah, you
Like
would
they're
hope.
for, like that's what being in the
I
Supreme
think you can.
Court
I don't know.
is.
I don't know because if you look at like when they vote, it is pretty evenly split. So it's like an even amount of this and that. It's just that one swing vote.
We do have a
Whatever side
Latina
it is.
though in the Supreme Court.
She's crazy too. They're the worst.
She cool.
The worst.
George Bush appointed her, so
I like her, but they're the worst.
Hey, I like George W. He alright, man.
Hey, I fuck with the Bushes.
I like him a lot better outside of office
Sorry.
than I did when he was president. He was hilarious as president, though. My guy couldn't talk.
Bush was
man.
friends with Putin. He was real big friends with Putin.
oh yeah,
I,
I
like,
didn't know that.
he was
I like-
talking shit about him today, but
I like that he always
buddies.
like couldn't see him, was a little confused. Yeah,
Will Ferrell does a good Bush. Have y'all seen that?
yeah,
dog. Have you seen this one man show? George Bush. This shit was hilarious. And he was like, somebody was like, "Why are you the only person in our family with a Texas accent?" Like, damn, you right. none of them other ones.
George and Jeb.
Jeb, dog. Terrible.
Jeb's a Florida boy though.
Yeah, he is in me.
Man, every time I hear Jeb Bush, I think of like the whole like what was cuz name? The Florida thing with Bush.
Gore.
Gore.
Yeah,
With the little, where they,
Like when they did the recount,
yeah, where you poke the hole in how you voted.
and his brother just happened to be the governor of the state where this is going down.
Look Al Gore. He invented global warming. Oh, just kidding.
yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we
Cancel.
invented global warming.
Cancel.
Y'all haven't heard that joke. Never mind. That was a bad joke. This is a joke. It's,
Nah, you already canceled, dog. Your show's already been pulled.
we're on Patreon. You can catch us there. He invented the internet, which we can be thankful for. Shout out.
Yeah, that's why it's called the Al Gore rhythm.
Oh, damn, bars.
Bradley knows what's up.
Dog, have y'all watched any of that Pam and Tommy show on Hulu?
No, I need to.
Dog, fantastic. Like,
That's what we should watch.
Sebastian Stan is early 2000s fucking, like, he just looks exactly like Homeboy and sounds like just like Tommy Lee. Like, he is him.
I love Tommy Lee.
It's for me and my girl been watching it. It's fucking
Look at the way
nuts.
he spelled Sebastian.
It's because I typed too fast. I just
Sebastian.
because I know it's gonna know what I'm saying anyways. So
I have my nipple pierced like Tommy Lee.
Did she bite your nipple like that? That looks
are
aggressive.
y'all gonna do
Not
a
on
retake
picture.
of this
I
photo?
know. I'm like,
I have a tattoo right here, so we might as well.
That
do
should,
it.
that should be y'all's Christmas card
Let
next
me
year.
lose a little bit. Let me get a little bit slimmer, and we can do it.
my bangs are like almost there. Sick.
Dye your hair
Get
blonde.
it. I'm thinking.
What'd y'all think about Homegirl being cast as?
Oh, she was great.
She looks exactly like her, and in the show, she sounds just like her. It tripped me out when I went and looked at her outside of the show. I'm like, wow.
Are her boobs real?
They had to
No.
put like they had to put like a forehead prosthetic on her as well. I think.
Yeah, my girl looked it up. She was like, nah, she ain't got no boobs at all.
No, that's what I thought because she's on Cinderella.
And then after that, because I had the knowledge going in now, like when I see the boobs in the show, I'm like, yeah, those are super fake.
Do you think they approach her like, "Do you want fake boobs? We'll pay for them." Do you think they told her
I don't
that?
think you can do that now.
Oh, never mind.
99,
from-
like 95. Yeah, they would have been like, yo, we got you.
Homegirl from The Big Bang Theory. I think like after one season, she got a boob job and she got like $3 million more just from doing that.
Yeah,
Dang.
Penny.
We've been like binging that show.
I fucking me too. I love that show.
I've always watched a lot of it, but I've never like front to backed it. So we just
It's on HBO.
now
Max.
it's like my go-to.
Driver. That's
to
what
play.
she's. Baby
Yeah.
Driver. That's what it is. I couldn't think. And she's in Cinderella too.
Like, look how much different she looks.
She looks like a square compared to what she looks like in the new one. I didn't even know like until this. I didn't know like it was actually stolen from their house.
Yeah, I didn't know
Real
that
life.
either.
Real life, like it was stolen.
Yeah.
Did you know
So,
that?
and what's crazy is they stole a whole fucking safe, and this rich bastard didn't realize it for like 3 fucking months that entire safe is missing from your studio.
They got Motley Crue made a lot of money.
Duh.
They're still making a lot of money.
And what's crazy, what's funny to me is like that's like during like the early 2000s area, Methods of Mayhem, fucking yeah, That's fucking Sleeper. That was his.
Is that when they had the other lead singer?
That was right after he had Methods of Mayhem, which was his like fucking early 2000s fucking blonde haired spiky guys singing.
Did you like The Dirt?
Yeah, I loved it.
I did too.
I'm a huge Motley Crue guy though. Me and my friend Nick. That's like
they're
that's
the one.
thing.
Them and Guns N' Roses.
Like some Guns N' Roses.
You ever listen to? Actually, I take that back. You ever listen to not Wasp? What are they called? They're Striper. You ever listen to Striper?
Striper. I don't think I've heard a lot.
They're like a Christian fucking hair metal band.
I know the name because of Pain and Gain. That fucking what Mark Wahlberg movie?
I don't
with The Rock. It's like Mark Wahlberg, The Rock, and like fucking
were they police?
No, they were like fucking bodybuilders that were.
They're criminals. Like
they're like bodybuilders that are like scamming somebody, basically.
Damn, you're right on it. Thanks, young Jamie.
Boom, right here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but in there they say Striper.
Striper's a good band. They're a good hair metal band. I like them. My boss loves hair metal, so he's been putting me on to hair metal, man. I fucking love it.
I have a homie that's like, yeah, that's his shit.
I don't believe in guilty pleasures, but that's my guilty pleasure.
Little hair metal action.
Hair metal, man. It's cool.
It's so cheesy and bad, but I like it.
I like it, dude. Especially like the other bands that are not as much heard of.
Yeah, like some of the lowly guys that were
Those
trying.
guys are fucking crazy.
There was somebody who was doing hair metal before like the grunge shit popped off. Fuck.
Like right before they got...
Yeah, right before that shit popped off. They like changed up real quick.
Pantera was like that.
Yeah, Pantera was.
They were a hair metal band.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
They were funky looking. And look at
Know what? Have y'all seen any of those Metallica documentary? The Some Kind of Monster, I think is what it's called.
Of course, I've seen it.
Dog, that fucking ruined Metallica for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're a bunch of whiny little bitches. I was like, dog. I thought these were the hardest motherfuckers in the world. He's like, hey, I go home at 5, so nothing should be done in the studio after 5.
Yeah,
he
was coming off of alcoholism.
And he was like,
leave him alone.
He was like, what about how I feel? Like, you're the fucking lead. You're fucking Metallica.
That's how they are now.
You don't have feelings. You're Metallica. What the fuck is going on?
They're old and rich.
Dog, him and Lars the whole time. I'm like, you fucking whiny bitches, dog.
Leave him alone.
If I could go back in time and watch any metal band, it would be Pantera and Typo Negative.
When they toured together?
Yes, but just...
Was this in the 90s?
God, I would have loved
Typo Negative would have been...
I always liked Megadeth.
I would have loved to see Pantera live.
Because Kim Folk was like he was doing everything out of spite. Like
well, even if you like read
Megadeth
those, like
is sick though.
I love Megadeth because he was going so hard because he was like, I gotta be better than the group that kicked me out.
If you read like anything like from like 85 to like 80, 89, like those metal shows were just raunchy.
Yeah, it was just like porn.
Yeah, just
early 80s rock.
Because Kirk said that they threw a pig's head on the fucking stage while they were just playing. Like a fucking full pig head just flew on the stage. Like shit like that. Like
wow.
You're like,
see, if I had a guilty pleasure, it's probably Oasis. Like that's my like
there's been
it's cool to say you like
Oasis.
There's been rumors about them getting back together.
I don't know, man. I love Liam Gallagher and like he just doesn't give a fuck. And I like the poncho. I'm wearing the poncho. Like I got this like the whole zip up poncho to the neck. That's a Liam Gallagher move.
Wasn't Dimebag buried with Eddie Van Halen's guitar?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
His yellow one.
Yeah, look at those guys. How can you not think that's cool? Look at that dude.
So.
Fucking.
Where are those fuckers from?
Who better?
England, dog. These are like
little
baby Beatles, dog. and like they're two brothers who are constantly fighting each other. So it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, they be talking shit.
He's funny on Twitter. Actually.
They'll be talking shit about each other on Twitter.
Dog, they be going hard at each other. Like that was the greatness of the band. It was like one that's the songwriter is the dude with the flannel shirt. He was like the songwriter, and the other brother with the glasses over there, he's the singer. So like they're both bringing something to the table, and like one of them's like, "You're just the fucking songwriter."
Go back, Bradley.
Like the ocean.
Yeah, go back, Bradley. So
Up in Oasis.
So technically, an oasis is like a body of water in the desert.
It's like
Because that's what we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
It's like, could you never mind.
But hey, and Oasis walked the line of plagiarism like their entire careers too. They were just making Beatles songs.
They would have became the biggest band if they didn't say we're better than the Beatles.
Yeah, they're definitely
Ever
not
since
the
then, everyone
Beatles.
hated him.
But Liam Gallagher like has the closest thing to like John Lennon vocals though. He has a very similar voice to John Lennon.
I think Kevin Parker from Tame Impala sounds more like John Lennon. Yeah.
You like David Paul, don't you?
Yeah.
That's your guilty pleasure.
No, what's a
No guilt behind it.
you know what's a fun song?
Ah, damn! I gotta piss again.
A fun song to go listen to is "How Do You Sleep" by John Lennon because he's just like it's like a straight diss song to Paul McCartney, and he's like dropping bars. Like he was like the only thing you ever did was yesterday, like, and he wrote yesterday. And now you're gone. It's just another day. And his first single was called Another Day. I was like, dog, John Lennon is out here bodying you right now. Like,
Paul McCartney did write the greatest Christmas song of all time.
what Christmas song?
A Wonderful Christmas Time.
Oh, I don't think I've heard this Christmas song. I like some Macca. It's my dog.
What's up, Jen?
Not much. I was gonna ask, do you like Queens of the Stone Age?
I do, but I can't say I've listened to enough of their music. Of
I
course,
know that
like
name, but what song is it?
No One Knows, Threes and Sevens.
Little
okay.
Sister,
Okay.
Sick, Sick, Sick.
Dave Grohl was their first drummer. Yep.
Oh man, I've been on like a Foo Fighters kick lately. So
I like Foo Fighters.
Did you see?
I like hearing him talk about the Foo Fighters more than I like like the songs. I just went back and watched the whole documentary series they did, that Sonic Highway, where they go to a different city and like they mess with somebody from the city. And the documentary is badass. The songs are meh, but the documentary was tough. I do like Foo Fighters though, and Dave Grohl's still like the illest drummer ever. It's gotta suck to be the drummer for the band who has the illest drummer.
So
ever.
I posted this. This is Foo Fighters when they did SNL, and Jim Carrey jumped on stage and he's playing the guitar with his leg.
His fucking leg.
Yeah.
Dog. Jim Carrey is a fucking god.
I need a cigar.
How was your day, Jen?
Silence in here. I don't like it.
Just had a long day.
Hey, my phone was listening, and one of my suggested tweets was, "What album is perfect from start to end?"
What album is perfect from start to end?
Dark Side of the Moon.
Master
I
of
feel
Puppets
like
is
I'm
for
gonna
me.
go right back to the same one. That one is though. I'm gonna try to give y'all another one though. That's not that.
Because it's the 5-year anniversary Power Trips Nightmare Logic.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Hardcore.
Is it really?
And no, it really is a
I'm
good
gonna go
album.
listen to it.
I think
It's a great album from start to finish.
Perfect album.
I think Heart
Perfect.
Steamboat
believe it.
Annie is front to back. You don't skip anything.
Say Heart.
Yeah, I love
Oh,
Heart.
fuck yeah.
Steamboat Annie is fucking. We actually
Heart.
listened to it front to back the other day. Driving.
Michael Jackson, Off the Wall.
Yo,
Yeah,
that is a
that's it,
banger,
yeah.
dog.
Yep.
Dang, I should have said something from Prince. Prince is my guy.
Oh, I love Prince.
Yeah.
Yo, Prince. I love that Kiss is my favorite Prince song. Yeah, I think and that's it. You ain't got to
That is a little voice. You don't know that song?
You don't got to be rich to be mine. That's my
That
joke.
guy, he died like Mac. Accidentally died.
Fentanyl too. I
They
think.
found him in his elevator,
Oh, wow.
laying down.
He's accidentally killed.
Hey man, my Max homies came through the house, cleaned all his shit up, and then called the ambulance. I'm like, y'all some real niggas. They're like, they didn't find like a speck of drugs.
I think what's haunting about Prince's death is his sister came out and said that she had talked to him before he passed away. And his last words to her was saying that apparently he knew he was going to die. He said, look, I think I'm leaving here soon. I've already accomplished everything I need to accomplish. And that was it.
Jay-Z said similar sentiments about the last time he spoke to Prince, that it was very cryptic and
Oh,
that he
yeah.
was talking about his music rights and what was going to happen once he's died. And once he died, you seen like,
They were fighting over it.
Well,
Right?
because before
There's a
he
state,
died,
right?
Yeah, it was like a huge thing because he didn't have a will. And then he was in the midst of like buying catalogs of music and then already owned all these catalogs of other people's music and shit too.
Because before he died, it wasn't on Spotify, Apple Music. There was no YouTube videos.
That's why it's called Prince and whatever.
Yeah.
The Revolution, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Prince of the Revolution. But,
Dog, forever.
but
I didn't
after
know.
he died, his music was everywhere.
Y'all like saying Jay and Silent Bob?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had no idea that Morris Day and the Time, every song is written by Prince. Morris Day and the
Yeah.
Time was a side project started by Prince for him to write all his silly songs.
He also wrote
That's so cool.
Manic Monday.
Yeah, just another manic.
I like that song because that song's on.
And whenever you hear it after
Zero.
knowing that, it sounds like a fucking Prince song.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I feel like that about. You ever heard that "Still Dre" by Dr. Dre? Jay-Z wrote that, and after knowing that,
I saw that on the.
every time I
Super
hear
Bowl.
it, like, yeah, now people, I've known for a while now, but now, like, if I hear it, I'm like, I can hear Jay-Z saying this.
Dave Grohl had this awesome Prince story that they had met up, and Prince was going to do a concert, but before the show, Dave Grohl got on the drums, and Prince took out a bass guitar, and he started playing like this Boots Riley style bass line. They just started jamming, and then he got his guitar out, and they played a cover of A Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin. And Dave Grohl has said that he wished that they recorded it, but it was just them and the stage crew that was just out there setting up.
Have you seen him do the guitar solo for "While My Guitar Gently Weeps"?
Yeah, it's good
Like,
shit.
murders it. That's an ill song.
Yeah,
The original one was done by Eric Clapton, so like that.
Prince was probably the greatest guitar player. I would say. I mean,
He played all the instruments, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I like Prince. I think Santana's really good. I think one thing about Santana is like you hear two notes and you know that that's fucking Santana.
Yeah.
Like his tone is like unmistakable. My most hated thing that DJ Khaled ever did was not let Santana play his guitar solo whenever they sampled Maria Maria. It's like he's still alive. Just get him to play it.
Is he out and about? You never hear about Santana.
Yeah, a while back he
touring?
said some wild shit about Beyonce, and I ain't seen him since. Like that's a death sentence,
do that.
dog.
That's
You can't
American
come hard
royalty.
at Beyonce.
That's American royalty right there, brother.
Yeah, he said something wild about her, and then after that, I ain't seen much of him since.
Was it a racist motivated thing or just?
Nah,
music?
he just said he didn't think she could sing very good, and she shouldn't have won a Grammy.
I saw a video of her singing to a deaf and a blind girl at her concert. And
Yo,
I started-
Beyonce
and I
good.
started crying.
I would be a
It was a
liar
very
though
emotional video.
if I told
love
you
Beyonce.
I listened to Beyonce or have listened to anything that's not on the radio.
That's all I've listened to.
So
The only shit that's on the radio is the only thing.
I like the idea of Beyonce, but I'll be honest, I really haven't heard anything out really that doesn't hit the radio or
I'd like to see her live.
Destiny's
Yeah,
Child though.
I would lose my fucking mind singing Destiny's Child or just Beyonce.
My sister
Beyonce.
and my sister and my brother-in-law have gone to see Beyonce and Jay-Z twice.
Oh, and they're on the run tour.
Yes, I like
Fuck, my friend
That'd be
Bree,
cool.
she's going
That's
to
dope,
both
right?
of them.
That would be really cool.
Since I've gotten with my girl, we've gone to some cool concerts, and hopefully we do some more.
That's what
Bob
I wanna
Dylan.
do. I'm hoping.
Bob Dylan's coming into Lubbock.
Yeah, he's at the Buddy Holly.
I'm
Okay,
really-
so have y'all heard of Bob Dylan like recently?
I don't know.
No, okay. He does not sound the same. I mean, I get it. He's
Does he suck
older.
now because he's old.
I
Well,
mean,
Bob Dylan.
Whoa.
Bob Dylan sang like shit anyway.
Yeah.
Well, but like, I get that because I've been to concerts too when the singer doesn't sound the same. But to
Vince
me, like
Neil.
when you listen to Bob Dylan, it's almost kind of sad hearing. Just because
I don't.
he's-
Like I said, I like Bob Dylan songs, but I don't like his versions of them. There's a ton of Bob Dylan songs I love, but other people sing them.
it's crazy how he did All Along the Watchtower,
And fucking
then
Jimi Hendrix
was like,
knocked it-
"This is how you play."
Knock that shit out the fucking park.
Yep.
Like I was talking to my girl. She was like, I don't think I've ever heard. I heard him really, Bob Dylan. I'm like, He sounds like he's like.
Is he the greatest singer-songwriter of
He
all
might be
time?
I don't know about singer, but he might be the greatest songwriter of all time.
I just think it's cool because he's the only musician to ever win the Nobel Prize, and he gave his credit to Buddy Holly, saying for his inspiration.
What did he win the Nobel
songwriting.
Prize in literature?
Yeah,
I think
That'd be really cool.
I think he's right there. I think the duo of Paul McCartney and John Lennon have to be right there as the greatest songwriters because they just are.
no,
So like, it would be between them for me. Right now, the best songwriter to me right now is Chris Stapleton. Chris Stapleton, and then maybe Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran is a fucking amazing songwriter. Ed Sheeran's such a good songwriter that when he writes songs for other people, even if I don't like them, I like the song. He made me like a Justin Bieber song.
Goddamn.
That's how you know you're a good songwriter.
Ready,
Chris Stapleton is a cold songwriter. He was writing songs way before he blew up. You ever heard that Baby Lock the Door and Turn the Lights Down Low? Chris Stapleton wrote that years before he blew up.
shit.
Oh,
So it was like,
fuck.
yeah, he's a cold piece. And he wrote that comeback song or some shit like that for Darius Rucker too.
I'm not sure which one that one is. Darius
How
Rucker's
do I do
pretty.
that? I'm scared.
I like Darius Rucker.
He was on Caleb Presley's.
It's Hootie, damn it. Just playing.
Hootie, dog.
He was on Caleb Presley's Sunday Conversations not too long ago.
Oh yeah,
It was funny.
nice.
I love seeing him ask race-based questions because that poor man screamed like he doesn't know what to do because his whole fan base is white people. Like he's like, I try to mind my business.
Yeah.
Like if you ever want to see somebody dodge a question, watch Darius Rucker get asked anything political.
I saw him open up for Brad Paisley here in Lubbock. It's pretty good.
Darius Rucker's nice. He sings everything exactly the same though. Like his
Oh, it's a little love.
Y'all clip that part right there. Bradley singing.
I was singing Manic Monday too.
he's bringing that out his vocal.
I can't stop thinking about that actually.
What Manic Monday?
Yes, it's
It's a good record.
it just.
But that's where the money.
No, you're right. It screams Prince.
That's where the money comes in. Is when
Songwriting?
you write songs and then someone else.
Oh yeah, that's the bread right there. What's his name? The Dream wrote that fucking Umbrella song for Rihanna. He was like, dog, I'm still getting checks for that.
Shit.
Like, to this day.
Damn, I thought she wrote her own shit.
I don't know. Half of them don't.
Elvis sure as hell didn't. There was this crazy. There was
Who
this.
gets his money these days?
So Dolly Parton.
Lisa Marie, I bet.
Dolly Parton had a story where I Will Always Love You before Whitney Houston did it. Elvis was wanting to do it, but Colonel, his manager, had told Dolly that every song that Elvis covers, he ends up getting like 50% of the royalties. So Dolly Parton declined it because, I mean, that's 50% of your salary. So I think whatever song Elvis got,
Oh yeah. Let me show you real quick.
so yeah, whatever song that Elvis recorded, he got like 50% of it.
Yeah, he wanted. He had to own the publishing.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." And she was like, "It's the best thing I ever did because Whitney Houston
took it to another
did it
level.
and fucking made it huge." And now, but I still to this day, Dolly Parton got the better version. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. That's crazy to think that Dolly Parton wrote I Will Always Love You
Jolene.
and Jolene the same night.
Dog,
Oh no.
The same night she wrote those
a
two songs.
bad
She
piece
was
of
hurting.
work, dog. Could you imagine
She
looking
was
like Dolly
hurting.
Parton and writing the song like Jolene?
Fuck.
Like, who's better than Dolly Parton? Could you imagine, like, who did you write this fucking song about, Dolly?
Have y'all ever heard the White Stripes cover of Jolene?
No.
It's actually pretty badass.
I love
Josh,
it. Huh?
I didn't even think it's cool. I'm sorry, no cigar.
Should be all right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the White Stripes, they did a badass cover of it. And Jack White doesn't change the gender. Like, he'll still say, like, love him and stuff like that.
I actually love
Or don't take my man.
I love whenever Jack White gets in his, like, country bag.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's done like a whole thing of like country covers and shit. Like,
Do you like Jack White?
Aren't the White Stripes like one of the most viewed of all time?
Yeah, I mean, Seven
YouTube.
Nation
what's
Army.
hilarious to me is them like being a couple and pretending they were brother and sister.
Yeah,
When they divorced.
Yeah.
but I don't.
I don't know much about
That'd
it.
be a dream if they come back, but I don't think it'll ever happen.
What I really like about, and I watched a video
They're
about
great,
this, what I
though.
really like about Jack White is his attention to color. And like, if you pay attention to anything that he's ever done with the White Stripes, it's always red, black, and white. Videos, everything.
Solo, it's blue.
Blue and black, blue and gray.
He's a monochrome king.
And he like everything, and like it sets the aesthetic. Like it's, I think that's dope.
I think the first time I was on this podcast, I had told them that the one concert I regret going to was not seeing Jack White when he came here to Lubbock at Wild West.
And I was like,
Jen was like,
fuck that
"Fuck no, this
show."
shit sucked."
Yeah, I literally I made my boyfriend at the time stand in line to get those tickets because they sold out like immediately. He got the tickets. Months later, we go to the show. Sucked so bad, I was like, I'm leaving.
What really sucked
What was
about
bad
it?
about it?
Yeah,
The sound, the audience was awful. Like it was not the fucking vibe.
the Wild West wasn't a good choice.
It wasn't
to
a
go.
place for sound. Like it sounded hollow. Like we were like in the pit of the people, and we could still barely hear him.
And it was White Stripes.
No, it was Jack White when he was doing his solo
That's what
stuff.
I'm gonna say.
I think the Cactus Theater would have been a better place to do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
At the time, though, Wild West was like a concert venue.
Mhm.
Like he had been there at one point, like Papa Roach, and they were there.
Woo!
Yeah,
Cut my life into pieces.
Hey, that'd
Shout
been
out
Dog,
Papa
that was
Roach.
a banger, dog.
that'd been cool.
yeah.
That was a banger. Y'all
But it
remember the
just
shirt,
didn't
the
sound
show he had on fucking MTV?
Scarred?
Yo, that show was gnarly as
Yeah.
fuck.
Oh yeah, that was him. I
That
forgot
was-
about that.
Kobe Shaddix.
That's back when you.
Oh yeah, he did have a name.
Yeah. Hell
Yeah.
yeah, I remember all that shit.
Hell, we
I
didn't
love
need
that show.
fucking.
Know what?
I didn't know that.
I have a deep
Yeah.
seated dislike for like pop punk. Like I really didn't like
Oh,
the.
that's not pop punk. That's like
Well,
new
no,
metal.
well, yeah, no, I'm just mean because that around that time, that's when those got like Sum 41.
Yeah.
Oh, see, like I love them, like Blink 182,
Dog,
or
I
like okay, my personal
I
favorite.
don't like the guy.
Good Charlotte.
I don't like the guy from Blink 182 that just adds syllables to everything.
Tom DeLonge.
What's his
He's
name?
gone
Is it
now.
DeLonge?
All the small things.
But he's gone.
And I'm like, sing it, Tom.
But that's all they
Keep
play
going,
at like
Tom.
Broadway, dude.
You were
He's gone
into
now, isn't he?
The anthem with Good Charlotte.
He went.
No, I was into is it the Young and Hopeless, the Young and
Yeah.
Reckless? I was into that album.
Who's the lead
That's
singer?
album
Who's the
I'm
lead
into.
singer of Good Charlotte?
They're twins.
Oh, the Joel.
and Benji Madden.
Madden.
They was banging one of the
cribs with the.
Who's the one with the Hilton? Wasn't one of them doing the Hilton sister?
No, so yeah, Joel Madden is married and has children with Nicole Richie, and Benji Madden is married to Cameron Diaz.
Since when?
For like they've like 5-10 years.
Cameron Diaz? That's nuts.
Well, they did like an MTV Cribs of his house. That was
One
really
of them
cool.
Yeah,
had like
did
a tiger, and the other one had like a collection of like living dead.
Yeah, that's really
Did you
sad.
know-
I remember that.
It's really sad that he has a tiger pet.
Did
That's
you know
not cool.
that? That is
Well, it was
fucked
at
up.
the time.
Did you
okay?
know that? Did you know Eddie Murphy has a baby with Scary Spice?
What?
Yeah.
Yes, his baby mama is Scary Spice.
I got so excited talking about Good Charlotte. My bad.
He's not. I like them.
Sum 41. Oh, I hated the tone. I'm just a kid.
That was a weird time. I don't like any of that shit.
It was like Backstreet Boys with guitars.
Dude, Blink 182. What's his name? Tom.
Mm-hmm.
He like went into aliens and quit.
Yeah.
Yo, cuz believes
Well, 'cause
that
it's
shit
like,
too.
They
dog.
broke up for like a second.
Yeah,
What's
he's,
his
like,
name?
deep in
Mark
that shit.
Hoppus and
But
Travis
he might be
Barker
right.
went off and did Plus 44, which was a killer band, only did one album.
Didn't you show me them?
I remember
I don't
Plus
know.
44.
Well,
Plus
we were,
44 was
we were
fucking
going
hard.
to Denver. You showed me them.
Did I?
I think so.
People
I don't know.
forget that Travis.
And then Tom went off and did Angels and Airwaves.
People forget that Travis Barker almost died in
And
Yeah,
that
plane
plane crash with
With,
DJ
with
AM.
AM, yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
He does a lot of like miscellaneous.
He does a
stuff.
lot of whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
He did
He's
the-
on Prayers EP, Young Gods, their first EP. He drummed.
Like if you want to like create the narrative that you're into rock, you got to start hanging out with Travis Barker. That's what rappers do when they're like doing.
He did
Travis Barker, fucking Lil Wayne. I'm here with Travis Barker.
He did the remix of "Crank That Soldier Boy."
Yeah, that's like whenever you're like reaching out to the alternative. What's it's funny to me because it's like. To me, I don't think Travis Barker's that rock and roll to me.
Oh no,
like,
he fucking is. Has anybody ever heard of the Transplants?
He's pretty good at
Yeah.
Yes,
he's pretty good at
that.
He's really good though.
He's
one of the best.
He's a part of that.
That
band?
yeah.
that might have been
Yeah.
the band you showed me.
That is like a super group. Yes,
Did
that
y'all,
is the band I showed
this
you.
is this is like a deep cut. I'm not sure. Do y'all know the Screaming Trees?
Mm-mm.
They're like an earlier grunge
What was that band?
band. They're really good too.
What was his brand? Fallen? Is that what it was?
Famous.
Stars and Straps, dog.
Yeah, that one.
Paul Wall had a little thing too, man. Hey, man, that's all Rob Dyrdek. Like Rob Dyrdek was. I was thinking about this earlier for some reason. I don't even remember why. But like that motherfucker made a clothing brand for every fucking homie he had. He had Big Black, had the Double B shirt.
Oh man, I really wanted
Had the
one of those shirts.
DC Young and Reckless for his
Big
little
Cat?
cut. Yeah. And then they did the famous Stars and Straps with Travis.
I didn't know that.
And they did Satellites with Paul Wall.
No wonder why he's got so much money.
That motherfucker is swimming in it.
Yeah.
I was always like, God, he was like a fucking mediocre skateboarder.
And then he had his like,
And, like,
they did like the toy brand.
they
had
did
the,
all kinds
what
of
is it,
shit.
something grinders.
The
or something?
the little fucking
Yeah, he was sold at Walmart and shit.
Yeah, I remember Tech Decks.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's wild to think that Rob Dyrdek is probably the longest like person to be on MTV because since 06,
What's funny is he's
since
probably the
06,
second
doing
most
Robin Big.
famous skateboarder ever, and he was kind of trash.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't really think of him as a
in the
skateboarder.
skate community, he was never really
Ah,
like.
man, I miss Robin Big, dude. That show was cool.
Big
That
passed
shit was
away
so
too.
funny.
R.I.P.
He's from Texas. Speaking
Big
of which.
is?
Yeah, I think he's from Houston.
He looks like he's from
Big
Houston.
Big Black. I think
he
he's
was from Mississippi, then he moved to Texas.
Man, why you gotta burst my bubble like that?
Just saying.
You're fired.
Hey,
He's just like a little encyclopedia.
it's better than someone else calling you
Nelly,
out.
Nelly was born in Austin,
Shout out Nelly.
He's insane.
Shout out
St.
Pimp
Louis,
Juice.
huh? St. Louis.
Yeah, when I think
What they
of
call him,
when I
Saint-
think of
Saint
Nelly, I think of St. Louis.
Yeah, he is St. Louis, dog.
I want to go there.
I would like to go see.
Apparently,
the
he's a Longhorn fan too.
Fuck him. Man. I don't like him no more.
You don't like the Longhorns? What?
No.
I mean, I don't much give a shit. I didn't go to college, so I had.
I mean, I graduated from Tech, so you know.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know people graduated from there. I knew people went.
Yeah, man. So I'm not a big fan of Texas.
Yeah.
The horns.
You know, UT doesn't give two shits about Texas Tech.
They don't give two shits. Yeah, exactly.
One of my good friend's daughters plays at UT softball, so that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, actually.
But like I said, I didn't give a shit about college
Are they
sports. The
ranked?
only reason they're a pretty good team actually. And she was starting as a freshman
Where'd she go to school? High school.
in Abilene, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Abilene Eagle.
So, are you from Lubbock?
No,
Where were you from?
I'm from Clyde, Texas, right there by Abilene.
Got some
Oh,
friends.
okay.
I got some friends over there. Is that a predominantly white town?
Yes, I was the Mexican.
Yeah.
Twas I. That's why they call me Country though. So because
Really?
when I moved from there, I still had like the accent pretty heavy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's what they started calling me Country.
You still have the accent.
Yeah, see?
I know you
What's
did
your
a pretty good white boy earlier.
What's your government name? We'll bleep it out.
Alfredo de la Rosa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, real Mexican-y. So they expect me to speak Spanish. And then whenever they hear I'm country and they've never met me, they think like I'm a big-ass white dude.
So that's why it's spelled the way it is, because you spelled it that way?
Honestly, it was spelled, because it was just Country Boy at first is the rap name, and then Country B, and it was just spelled regular. And then one day I went to this engineer that I was working with, and he, they named the tracks, like Country Vocal 1, Country Vocal 2, and he spelled it that way, and I was like, damn, that looks dope.
Oh, okay.
And ever since then, that was when I was like 14, 15.
Oh, shit. Let me know. Who was like some of the first people that introduced you to like doing
Yeah.
music?
There's a cat named Paper B in Arlington, and he had a booth in his bedroom. And to that point, I didn't even know you could do that. I thought the only way you're gonna get to record, you're gonna go to the big studio. It's gonna be like the movies and shit. I didn't even realize you could do it like that. So yeah, met him. He put me on a song when I was real young, like 15, 14 too. And that year, around my homeboy's birthday, that dude Paper B decided to sell his equipment and sold it to us. So after that, it was off and running.
What year was that?
This was the summer before my freshman year of high school. So I'm 33 now. So this is like I said, when I'm like 14. So I don't know exactly the year. Maybe 2002.
But recording was way different. Kind of.
I mean,
was it harder to like? No. I mean, now you can kind of just record on your phone, you know.
No, it was pretty much the same. Like the program that I use, some people when I first started, some people still use.
Okay.
It's called like Cool Edit Pro. Yes, I mean it's the same process. Some of it's a little easier. The mics are better. I know what good quality is now. I think that's what we can do. But as far as the process now, it's not much different.
So you've been on this long journey, man.
Too long.
What are some tips you can give to the young folks out there?
Just be smart with what you're investing your money in. Invest your money into yourself if you really believe it. Do it before.
Let me ask you this, actually. Do you think it's better to invest like in yourself in the sense of like you buy yourself the equipment and you figure it out yourself? Or go after somebody who can help you?
If your mind's built that way. Like I don't have the...
Oh, it depends on the person?
I don't have it's what works for you. I don't have the patience to sit here and learn all the intricacies of mixing. And like, I feel like that has to be a dedicated art. You have to be dedicated to that. That's what you do. Because like, I wouldn't want anybody who half time mixes to mix my shit. Like I would want somebody who sits there and talks about the fucking EQs and the dB levels and all this fucking scientific music shit doing that. And I feel like if you're going to do that part of it, you have to be prepared to be that good at it. Like you have to be like, I'm not prepared to be that good.
Is it because the industry is that good at it?
That's just me, my preference. My preference is I'm really good at songwriting and that's what I want to do. I want to focus everything.
You want to give your undivided
and all my
time.
shit needs to go into the songwriting process. And the person who likes to do that shit and likes to do the mixing, you do that. And if I have any input, I'll tell you what I like. But you know what I mean? I want to do this part. I don't want anything to take away from that. I don't want my mind to be worrying about whether this vocal is loud enough or if I need to put this effect here or whatever. But I think there's CBG can do both. He can write the song and mix it and make the beat. Nick D too. Like they can do that. That's, I said it's up to you. Me personally, I would rather invest in somebody who's going to be like my partner in this. I like to do the music. You like to mix it. Let's put it together and let's do this. But I think that's a smart way to go too. If that's what you can, that's a good way to go is invest in it yourself. Learn how to do it.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm realizing as I get older. It's like not everything's black and white. Like you gotta.
I still want it to
things work differently for different people.
It's to me the biggest thing is to find people who have a passion for something, and if you can apply it to your shit. So if you find someone who has a passion to make video, you have a passion to make music. Well, let's do this together, and I'm not taking nothing from you. You're not taking nothing from me. It's us. You should be proud of the work because you're doing it. So you should promote it because it's your work. It's not just my work. And that's the hardest thing is finding people that are dedicated to your cause too. And that's like, for me,
believe me,
I don't take this is going to sound like a dick thing, but I have to be, this is my shit. So I want everyone dedicated into making my shit good. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're going to work with me to do my shit, it has to be, this is what we're working on. And you know what I mean? Like, I'm the head of this. This is my shit. This is my vision. So I'm hard to work with in that sense. Because I don't compromise my shit. I don't compromise my music. So like you have to be focused. That's kind of why me and Kirby don't work like we did. Because he had like, not in a bad way, but he has life shit going on. And he wasn't able to give me the focus that I need him to have if he's going to be in that position. Like, yeah, that's like the biggest thing though, is finding people who believe in that dream and are willing to play their role.
Oh man, I feel you on that one.
Yeah.
That one is a tough one. When you put it all on the line, you want everybody else to do the same.
Right.
But they don't owe you nothing. So
and everybody has their own dream too.
Yeah,
so it's hard to tell somebody, fuck what you want to do, make me big. Or make me a star. This is about my shit. And if we get my shit to where it goes, your shit's gonna pop off too. Because it is our shit, but my vision.
Hey man, I know what you're talking about exactly, dog.
It's hard too, because like, you gotta be a dick sometimes. And or you come off as a dick.
Yeah, I think you come off. You don't have to be, but it comes off like that.
Bro, this is what I want. And this is this is it. It's not a conversation. This is what I'm doing. Like that was what was hard for Kirby sometimes, I think, was he wanted to have an input on the creative side. And like sometimes it helps, but I don't like that. I don't work like that. Like how can you approach that in a friendly and a professional manner where you're like, hey, you gotta be honest.
Just honesty.
Hey, just say. But sometimes it does work. He did have some input on shit, but I got like at some point it gotta be like, hey, I understand this is what you see, but I don't want that. This is what it's gonna be.
So you don't seem very egotistical to me. How do you work on like having an ego? Like how do you keep it? How do you stay humble almost in a way?
I've been
in advice for people out there.
It just depends on what people are asking you. I mean, that's hard to say. Don't be a dick, obviously, but
because I could see where it's like, hey man, I know what I'm talking about. Like, let's do this. This is gonna work. As opposed to no, I'm the shit.
And I don't think that's ego. Because
it might come across that to losers.
In my opinion, anyone who sits down and watches me write a record will never question how I work. Like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, people don't work at the rate that I work. It's rare that people work. I do like 3 or 4 songs a session. Top to bottom, wrote them that night. So, like, I know what I'm doing. So, and I know what vision I have. And so that's just, you got to tell people, like, this isn't a think tank.
I hope this makes sense. Do you think you have to earn that? Where you're like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like that being able to say that.
For sure.
You got to earn it.
I know what I'm doing because I've done it. I can show you I've done it.
Because you've earned it.
Yeah, like, I can show you that I did it. I know what I'm doing. And that was a big thing for, like I said, and I don't mean to, like, Kirby's gonna fight you.
Boom, boom, boom.
Now, that's just,
See when this is over.
That's something that Kirby had to understand is like, yo, like, I don't need coaching on how to put an album out. I've done it. I know how it works. I know that part. I need you to do this, and this, and this. This is what I need you to focus on.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have this, correct me if I'm wrong, it's that, like, know your role.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have a problem with that.
Yeah, and it's hard too but a lot of the reason that I messed with Kirby was he was somebody who just didn't have the time to dedicate to music as an artist, and he rapped before he met me. But he had the want, and he had the drive, and he had some money to put behind it. So yeah, I was like, cool. But life started happening.
Yeah, I'm by no means singling you out, Kirby, because I like you and I don't even know you like that.
No, like the reason that me and Kirby stopped working wasn't because of any of that. He did was really good about, because I like some of the shit that I have to say does come off really rude sometimes. But I'm like, yo, you have to fucking do this. This is what you got to do. And he was good about that. We both had life happening. You know, he had some stuff going on in personal life. That's why we stopped working like that. But a lot of our working relationship was him having to get used to yo, this is what I want. I'm not going to compromise.
Now I realize, like, you take the personal life shit and you put it in your music. How what would you say for like younger people? Like, I think it's important to be able to, at some point, you got to be able to be like, you know, what's happening in the outside doesn't matter. I gotta show up to work. That for you is like being in the studio. Like, how you got any, like, how hard is that for you to like cut the bullshit out and be like, I gotta show up today. Today's the day I record. Today's the day
That's one thing that I've never had a problem with. Like, and that's why it's hard for me to work with other artists, because
they can't seem to do that.
I don't like, well, some people can, but I don't like excuses. I don't like to have to tell nobody to go record. Like, no one ever has had to tell me to go record. If nothing else, I to a fault, the only thing in my life I've ever been consistent at was going and doing my music.
Yeah, I feel you, because that's what I'm trying to say here. Like, I'm like,
so
whatever, you got to show up, man. You got to
that for me is like a deal breaker.
You got to show up.
If you have no dedication to your shit and you're not willing to, like, bro, I was homeless and still recording. So it's like, it's a shit excuse to me. Like, I got off work and I was tired.
I hate hearing that.
Like, cool. So yeah, that's like, yeah, you got to just go do it. I don't understand it. I've never had to be. They had to tell me not to go record. Like, yo, you got shit to do. You've got responsibilities, and you over here fucking off in the studio doing this. Like I said, to a fault. Like, that's almost the only thing I cared about, when there's other things more important that I should have cared about. So, like, at the same time, I understand it, and I respect people who put their shit on hold and went and got their life shit together too. But it's hard for me to understand too, because I've been so dedicated to mine to the point of losing shit and doing, like, yeah, to the point where people are like, you're fucking stupid. Why are you doing this? Like, you should be having.
That's what it is, like the dedication.
Yeah, it's almost a crazy dedication to it. To
and
people,
the love for it.
Yeah, it's like people don't understand it. That you're willing to lose shit, and you do lose shit, and you.
Because I always take things to the extreme, but I'm like, that's what it would. If it came down for me like that, like, I would be like that too. I'm like, I'm gonna do what it takes.
I've lost months away from my kids doing that shit, doing music, to the point where I've spent so much time away that it feels like if I stop now, that what the fuck was all that time away from my kids for? For me to stop and give up now. But at the same time, it's like, and if it don't work, you just wasted all this time. But if I stop, I definitely wasted it.
Well, that's the sacrifice.
Yeah, like that's the fight for me all the time is, should I give up everything that I done sacrificed all this shit for? Or
I don't think so.
So yeah, I ain't gonna be able to say too much longer.
No, that's why I'm ending it. I'm ending it right now, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, my girl work at fucking 4 a.m.
Oh, okay. Well then, where can they find the album at? Everywhere.
We're on all the digitals, man. Spotify, Apple, Tidal. Go buy it on Amazon because they give me $10. Nice. Everything else is streaming. Nah. Wherever you go watch it, though, man, I'd be appreciative. YouTube, all that good shit.
Awesome, man. Where can they follow you if they want?
Instagram, Weirdo Country, and Kuntry Dela Rosa on Facebook.
Here you go, people. Bradley?
Follow me at Bradley Noel Garcia. That's it.
Showers are upon you.
Follow Lords of Film. A few episodes are going to be coming out in the next few weeks. And follow me on Texas Chainsaw Alchemist. I am booking for March. I want to rock with y'all on the Lords of Film shit. That shit looks dope too, man.
Alrighty.
With the boys.
Movie shit,
we'll get in contact.
With the boys.
Yeah, fuck with me.
All right, man. Snake Pit Pod on everything. We'll see you guys next time, man. Thank you for being here.
Hey, man. Thank y'all.
Bye.